Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm your host, Andy Malafrina. This is Drag the Lake Live every day, Monday through Friday. Originally, it was 10 a.m., and if we're living in the real world, it's 11 a.m. specific 11 a.m. specific standard time. I think I always forget what time zone we're in. I live my life, I've lived my entire life on the East Coast, and all I know is East Coast time zones. And yeah, let me send the link over to Pat. Just went live. Hop in. Just went live. Hop in whenever you're good. So send that to Pat. Pat will be here in a little bit. Yesterday's stream was really fucking fun. If I'm being perfectly honest, there we go. Dunbar, first in his name, first in the chat. The realest in the game, right there in the flesh. Dumb Beezy. The Measy. Yeah, man, yesterday's stream was really fun. I thought we were having good conversations, good talking. It really represented what I want this whole dang thing to be. Sorry I'm late, by the way. I was recording I'm recording content. I'm recording content on top of content. No, the Big Red in the Morning channel, I changed that back to Andy Malafrina, which funny enough don't have like if I go to YouTube right now and I type in youtube.com, everything has the at. Everything you have to put the at before things. If I go to youtube.com right now and I type in youtube.com at Andy Malafrina, it says this page isn't available. Sorry about that. Try to search it for something else. But if I type in Andy Malafrina, youtube.com / at Andy Malafrina 610, hey, we got something for you. Which yeah, so good stuff over there. But like I was trying to change it. So I changed, we stopped doing Big Red in the Morning, streamline the process. I'm making a lot of extra music content and just posting it over there, letting the world know I'm one of the leading voices in music commentary in the world. Just letting them know. Just letting them know. It is. That's most of my life, just letting them fucking know. And yeah, so apparently at Andy Malafrina isn't there, but also you can't have it because someone else has it. I don't know how that works. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but yeah, it's a cruel world we live in. Let me post on my Instagram story because it was kind of funny. I was like, the views on the lives weren't that good for a minute, and then I started posting them. I started posting again on the actual Instagram story, and it was actually getting good. So there's some people that just you gotta let them know. Like we were just saying right here, Dunbar. Just some people you just gotta let them know. You know what I mean? They're not always going to be locked in the way you want them to be locked in. You gotta let them know. Gotta let them know. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. What's everyone else up to today? Yeah. Bing bang boom. Bada bing bada boom. All right, post that there. Yeah, I don't know if I got a lot circling around in my head today. I know I'm very excited to talk to Pat whenever he gets in here. There was the internet was just coming for Tarantino's cheeks, which I really fucking love. Cause like I love Tarantino, but Tarantino is also like a huge fucking retard. It's you know what I mean? But also like I think I've talked about it before. There's the famous clip of him there's like the famous clip of him talking on Rogan about Bruce Lee. And then Rogan's like, "Yeah, what?" And then you sit there and then you go and then he talks for like half an hour and you're like, "Oh shit. I didn't know Tarantino had like receipts and everything." I don't know. He was chock full of fucking receipts. That's hilarious and crazy. But yeah, fucking Tarantino absolutely had receipts that apparently, fucking, did I say Bruce Lee? Or, yeah, Bruce Lee. He apparently had receipts that Bruce Lee was a huge fucking dickhead. Because apparently Bruce Lee would, in wrestling terms, he would work very stiff. He would fuck up a lot of, um, he would like fuck up a lot of stuntmen. Derek in the chat, what's up, brother? How you doing, Derek? Yeah, just a reminder, if you're listening to, well, if you're actually here live, excuse me, if you're here live and you can't, if you're here live and you can't listen to every little bit and you want to, I repost these on iTunes. So iTunes, Spotify, all those websites. So just go to the Drag the Lake feed and go log on to there. It's a good time over there. Also, yeah, if you can, definitely if you listen to this on iTunes as well or any of those other websites, definitely hit the whole like rate and review thing. Definitely get the numbers up over there. But sorry, I've been kind of dancing around. Oh yeah, last thing I definitely should remind you guys though. Oh dude, this was crazy actually. Yeah. Is this? Yeah, I thought this was kind of nuts. Let me actually pull this one up. I was gonna fucking talk about one other thing, but yeah, let me pull this one up because this was interesting. Because like, and I say this as a guy who Prize Picks sponsors my other podcast, but it's they're not. Prize Picks isn't a betting app. It's a you make money off your choices. You make money off choices. So it's not betting. But this Kalshi stuff though is some weird betting shit. But no, for real though. Okay, so look at it over here. I wanted to God damn it, these fucking websites. These fucking websites with all their goddamn ads. Can't I just fucking okay, here we go. Is it this one? Yeah. So if you guys don't know Kalshi's been like an interesting one because I remember what am I trying to say? I remember seeing a bunch of stuff. I remember seeing a bunch of stuff about Kalshi and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then also too, it actually something about Kalshi, like something about Kalshi is like it almost feels like it's better than some of these like polling website. Why does it keep sending me to msn.com? Why can't I just I don't want to look at these through msn.com. Let me pull up Google and then CNN. There we go. CNN Kalshi. All right. There we go. There we go. Now we don't have all that extra bullshit. I might have to set my main thing to the evil overlord Google. You know what I mean? It's like that's why you're making it so easier to switch to these fucking websites because fucking it's just that's why you're making it easier for people to switch to these fucking websites because it's just yours is impossible to fucking use. That's what I was saying with my whole thing with like Rumble. I was always like my whole thing with fucking Rumble is it's just like if you actually made the website manageable and easy to use, it would more people would go on it. Also, you guys can hear I'm just dying for Pat to get in here because I am not on point today. I had a late night, not even going hard. It wasn't time to go to bed yet. You ever have one of those nights? You ever have one of those nights where you're hanging out and it just hits you and you're like, it's not time to go to bed. And the next thing you realize it's like 4 a.m. and you're like, I really should have gone to bed. I had a lot on my mind. Basically, what I'm trying to say is like and subscribe, hit the thumbs up, help your boy out. Definitely follow him on all things. Just my PayPal is Andrew Malf. I forget what my PayPal is. Just send me a bunch of money. It's Andrew Malfran. Just if you could, just whatever's in your bank account. it really would make more sense if it was in my bank account. But either way, I was playing Cyberpunk till 4 a.m. Don't you work later though? I mean, that is the pitfalls of working later, is you shouldn't stay up till 4 a.m. But if you want to, you can. If you want to, you can. But either way, I really nothing. Well, you know what it is? Sometimes you need a late night weird guy time. Sometimes you just need late night weird guy time. And it is what it is. And I needed a little bit of late night weird guy time last night, and it was good, and it felt good, and it was nice, and it was what was appropriate. It was what was appropriate. And that's how you move forward. You know what I mean? Because sometimes as a man, you don't want to talk about it, but you want to wait till your family falls asleep, and you want to just be fucking weird, and you want to listen to really sad music and just be weird. That's a man's birthright, is to just sit in a dark room and be weird. And that's my right. That's my right as a God-fearing man. What am I get notifications about? Anyway, so yeah, this Kalshi thing. Kalshi, for if anyone who doesn't know, is honestly, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, they got their own terms. Here we go. This is what their website says. If it loads. Yeah, so you can just bet on like anything. Wait a minute. Yeah, so basically Kalshi's a website that you could just bet on anything that ever could happen. Like here, next U.S. president election winner, J.D. Vance, Gavin Newsom. Will Trump release any of the Epstein files before December 20th, before 2026? Fed decision and just like, so literally you're betting on anything. Like, a lot of it is on politics. What will Trump say during the FIFA World Cup draw? Who will Trump nominate as Fed chair? All these things. So basically, like, they all these websites have their way of labeling it. Yeah, so here it is, a prediction market for trading the future. They have all their like way of labeling it, but it's just some of these websites, it's because I've talked about it before. Like, when it comes to the sports betting stuff, I'm not anti-sports betting. I know we were talking about it before, but it's like, I'm not anti-sports betting. I just yeah. I'm not anti-sports betting. I'm just like, I think sometimes, because we were talking about it with its integration where it's just on CNN, or well, it's on CNN, but it's like the sports betting shit's just like on ESPN now, and like the way that it gets integrated just makes you very suspicious of everything, very suspicious of how everything functions and all that other stuff. So it's like, it's one thing when it's like, oh, we have Bet DSI or whoever the fuck it is, Prize Picks. Prize Picks isn't betting, but that's just decision making. My apologies. Let me correct myself. But no, you know what I mean? It's like, what's the other one? DraftKings, whatever it is. It's one thing when it's like, those are over there. But now that it's like, when it's like, oh, here's the Eagles-Packers game brought to you by Bet DSI or what? I don't know what the fucking websites are. I would use DraftKings all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when it's fucking weird. That's when it's fucking weird, and you're like, it makes you just a little bit more suspicious of how all this stuff is going to work. So then when you go, you see this CNN strikes prediction data partnership with Kalshi, you're like, what? Like, that one to me, I look at that and I just go like, that one doesn't make as much sense. I can't even understand exactly why they're doing that pairing up. But yeah, let's check this out. Exclusive CNN strikes prediction data partnership with because like, yeah, that just feels, you know what it is? I really think they've just really annihilated, well, because they've really just annihilated the idea of like just even having like the base level of morals. You know what I mean? There's just something like that shouldn't even, because again, I'm not even like against sports betting. You know what it is? It reminds me, and this is just, it reminds me of like the drag queen story hour. I got no beef with drag queens. You guys know this. Fuck it. Literally, like, one of the first, it was like the second or third date I went on with my wife was to a drag show. And I had a lovely time. I've met a lot of drag queens. They're cool people. Drag queens, drag queens are cool, dude. But then when it's like, well, now we wanna get in our full outfits and big fake titties and read books to kids. You're like, that's a weird pairing. That really to me is like ketchup and orange juice. You know what I mean? You're like, that's weird, And I've said it before in the same vein of like, yeah, dude, if you were like if I found out Nate and Lemaire were like, we're gonna go read books to kids, you're like, why are you doing that? You don't need you guys, you know what I mean? Or you just found out like the strippers or the bartenders or any people like that. You're like, it's weird you want to do that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you guys staying in your respective lanes is not that big of a deal. Cause let's be honest, like, you know, I guess for me, a lot of people who are getting upset about these things, I'm on a similar wavelength, but at more of a 3 than like, because I remember I got reminded of this because I was looking through YouTube and I saw Sagar from Breaking Points, and I know he's, hit one of his two big things is weed and sports betting. And I think he's generally right about both those things, but he's at a 10. I'm at like a 4. You know what I mean? So it's like, I got no beef with Kalshi. I think it's funny that Kalshi exists. And like, I don't know, man. Like people are gonna fucking, but like people who are gonna like spend all their money on that. Like I think the problem is you're just streamlining the process of people ruining their lives. So there is that. There's like back in the day, there would be more barriers to a guy, fucking like losing his house to sports gambling. There'd be a lot more barriers, but it's like, so I get that. It's like the same way. It's like the same way how I was talking about this with someone with like OnlyFans. I was talking about someone with this with OnlyFans where, because whenever I am around, I'm not around people in their 20s too often, like outside of comedy, like normal people in their 20s, not like comedians in their 20s. So like whenever I get around someone in their early 20s for whatever reason, like I've been doing this valet job. A lot of the dudes I work with are in their early 20s, stuff like that. I always try to ask them, like, just out of curiosity, because I'm a horny pervert, so my whole feed is just fucking ladies. You know what I mean? If I go on I'll do it right now. If I go on my Instagram Explore, it's just prostitutes. It's just prostitutes. Yeah, just immediately. You know what I mean? Just immediately. And hell yeah. What a bunch of cool ladies. Anyway, um so like I probably have like a skewed perspective of just like, oh, there's so many of these chicks out here who are like doing this, but then I'm like, well, wait, what are the actual numbers? And then I've talked to people, and it's like cause I go like, how many, I'm looking at a perspective of like, I never had shit like this when I was younger. So the fact that there's just titties when you open your phone, it's like horrifying and awesome at all in the same, all in the same jump. And so it all feels like it's like fucking whoa, it's so much now. But then I talk to younger people, and usually I'll be like, yo, how many chicks from your high school are doing OnlyFans? And what are their accounts? Give me all their names right now. No, but no, I'll be like, how many chicks do you? Because it's like, dude, if I could, like, I remember in high school there would be like that one, there'd be that girl or two that would send out a naked picture, and we weren't we weren't as chill back. This was pre Me Too. One of the few things Me Too got right, where it was like, hey, revenge porn's actually super fucked up and things like that, or like, you know what I mean? But no, you'd get to see a picture of like some chick's titties. There'd always be like one chick in school you'd get to see a picture of her boobs or something. So like from my perspective, the idea that um that's hilarious. How you doing, Pat?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. Are you are you a cat?
No, what do you mean?
Oh, okay. You just look like a full cat.
Oh, hold on. Let me get this out of the way. Hold on. Is
Um
that better?
oh, there you are. No, you're
Yeah.
definitely you look nice.
Oh, thank you so much. It's something with my fur I'm doing
Yeah,
different.
I dude, it's kind of weird. I've never wanted to rub your belly more.
Brother, I have never wanted my belly rubbed less, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
I've never felt like I've always loved a good belly rub, but at this point, it's just, hey, did you
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Let me check the calendar. Oh shit, it's not it's not April 1st. It's just me. It's me.
Whoa.
That's me.
Pat,
I set
that
up
was
multiple cat cams.
that was an epic prank. What are you going to do next? Step on black people's feet? Cuz
No.
that's prank those are prank videos.
Hey,
I'm a hardcore prankster. Pat, you knew the perfect time to come in cuz I was talking about OnlyFans.
oh, cool. It's cool because I was also going to be talking about railing or possibly derailing. Did we change the start time of the show? Or
Kind of without really talking about it.
yeah, no, I can actually assure you, not talking about it at all, because the past 3 days I've been at my computer because I felt bad about last week because I will say I did forget that one day, and you didn't seriously, but just slightly gave me a little bit of shit about, hey, remember we're going to be doing this every day. Let me know. I prepared.
Well, in
I
my
prepared
defense,
differently.
if you're gonna bring it up, in my defense, you said that I remember that week specifically. You said I'll be available every day this week,
Yeah.
and I also too. I like streaming alone sometimes, so it's never any pressure of like you have to be here. It's just it was the irony of you being like, bro, I'll be here every day this week, and then I go, hey, here's the link, and you're like, brother, I forgot, and I go, well, that's what? How'd you forget?
So, and I will
You,
say that I do agree with you.
no,
And
because literally
but
the night before, sorry to interrupt, the night before you were literally sending me, you were like, I went out of my way to make these photoshopped images that say the start time. You sent me 3 pictures with the start time, and all of them said every day 10 to 1 or 10 to 12, and you were like, brother, it really just skipped my mind. And I was like, well, these don't. This doesn't add up. I wasn't mad. I was just busting your balls.
but I do, and I do appreciate that. But I will say that you were saying to let you know, which I do. That's what I'm saying is like I'm okay with us doing different times. I obviously people are human. We forget. Sometimes we schedule things at those times, or we got to work or something like that. But just let me know. Just because the same thing you were saying, like, hey, let me know when you're not going to be here because I prepare the show differently if I'm going to be doing it by myself. But also, when I sent you all that pre-pro stuff, you were like, hey, I got an interview booked tomorrow. I was like, okay, well, can you just let me know? So then that way I won't plan on being on the stream, or I can plan on asking that person questions or stuff like that. Just communication.
Are we talking about this right now?
Yeah.
Wait, why
It's
are we
where
doing?
my head's at right now. That's all. That's because I was like,
Are you mad at me?
well, that's what I was like. Did I piss you off because I forgot the thing, and then now this week you're just like, I'll start whenever I want, and it's like, okay, well, because of the specific shit given about the Photoshop that you were like, yeah, that's perfect. That sounds good. Is 10 o'clock okay? Or if we need to start later, just give me a heads up. That's all.
Yeah, I wasn't actually like mad at you.
Well, and I think it's the timing thing. You know how like in our heads we go like, hey, last week he was like, hey, I'm not pissed off, but don't do that again. And it's like, okay, cool. I got it. I respect that. But then you're like, this week, it felt reactionary. That's why I was like, I don't think it is, but I just want to make
No.
sure. Just communicate with me. I'm not mad. I'm just like, I'm trying to be dedicated.
Word. Well, no, there was nothing on my end where I was actually like mad at you. I was just busting your balls because
Yeah.
You were sending me all those graphics and then you were like, "Oh, I forgot," which was just funny to me.
Yeah.
Um,
I got distracted by Walmart.
yeah. No, and also too, I've been starting at 11 this week and I haven't really communicated that I prefer that, so I guess there's that.
Yeah, if that's, and I can update the Photoshop. You know what I mean? So like it's a team effort. We're all here. I got multiple cat views. I got this one. I got this one. This one if they're ever in the window.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've prepared and I'm ready to go. I just want to make sure that you know when you're ready to go and you're like, all right, well, I didn't know that we were starting a little bit at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock start time's still morning, so I'm okay with that too.
Is that too late for you? Would you prefer 10?
Well, no, the only reason I say communicate it is just so I know that going into my week when I'm scheduling other things, I know what time I need to make sure I have clear for this.
No, fair enough. It's just, I guess where I'm coming from, it's just funny you're bringing this up and making it a thing because like previous weeks you weren't communicating or having any regularity or anything like that. So it is what it is. I don't know. I felt like you took it a little too personally.
Well, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't being taken personally on either side. Last week, your problem was like, hey.
Well, no, there wasn't
an actual problem.
That's the thing though. There wasn't a problem. It was just the irony. Like that's all it was. The irony of you sending me a bunch of graphics that say 10 a.m. every single day, and then you being like, brother, I completely forgot. And then I think earlier that week I was like, hey, here's the link, and you're like, oh, I gotta catch up on stuff or something like that. And I was just like, well, I thought we were like, you originally were like, I'll be good Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That was what you were saying also too. You were like, originally I'll be good Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then like you were hitting me up being like, okay, I'm going to be ready to go Tuesday. And I'm like, well, wait, that wasn't like, so I'm just saying it's like equal opposite communication.
Well,
but
that was my intent on reaching out about this is the fact that like last week that was the miscommunication. So I was like, okay, I'll make sure that I'm ready whenever I can and communicate when I won't be there or won't be available. Not, either way. And then you were like, so that was the part where I was like, oh, okay, I thought the whole issue was not starting on time last time or not being there when you're streaming, and then you changed the time that you wanted to start. So then I was like, oh, okay. I'm not, like I said, I just want to make sure that we got the same and I think the 11 to 1 didn't work before because of like panties on Monday and certain things like that. So like ambiguity, I'm okay with ambiguity because I'm fucking, just rotten with it, whether it be like, oh, I got to do this at 1 o'clock this day, or I got to do this, take the cat, take Don to work, whatever the fuck it is. But I'll make sure going forward that I'm communicating that with you.
Yeah. And also too, I acknowledge too the fact that it's like we were originally doing 10 a.m. and then just starting at 11 each time. Yeah, that also is like bad communication on my part.
Yeah, that's all. I just want to make sure that we're like,
it just, if I'm being
welcome here.
Well, see that's kind of at what I'm getting at is like you're coming in a little hot and dramatic. And it's like, yeah, of course you're still welcomed here, dumbass.
Yeah,
I love you.
Yeah,
I love you deeply, idiot. But no, it was like you came in a little hot, and it's like, bro, you got as many strikes as I do. So
Yeah.
and also it's not a thing of like, I was the one who fucking was like, yo, you should move to Texas with me and my friends and blah blah blah. It's like, brother, you don't gotta worry if I still fucking like you.
No. It's more of the thing of like, it's the timing. Like I said, the issue of it being after me fucking up, you going like, oh well, now I'm gonna go at 11. Like, it's just the timing of the miscommunication was what I wanted to clear up. That's all I wanted to make sure, like, that you weren't pissed off at me for something or whatever, just to make sure. That's all. I just wanted to clear the air. That's all.
Hell yeah.
And in classic radio fashion, you got to do it on air.
I guess. I don't know. That felt like a private conversation, but we did it. So,
I mean, I didn't give you my social yet.
What? No one's ever done that. Why would that be the implied private conversation? Well, hey man, I'm glad you aired your concern. But now I do hate you.
Good.
Immensely.
Project complete.
No, it's fine. What is it? What a douche moo. Hi guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hell yeah. All right. Well, we got that out of the way. So I don't hate you. You don't hate me.
Right.
I think that's pretty cool. Can we talk about OnlyFans girls again?
Yeah, what happened?
So I was jacking off. That's so funny. Did we just watch mom and dad have a low-key fight?
Do a dad do low-key fight. Yeah.
Mom and dad. As long as I'm dad.
I can be mom. I don't mind. I got this.
Okay. You have the hips.
But I don't think it's no, it wasn't a fight. It was a clearing of the air.
Yeah.
And instead of it having being stinky air. But
it was just funny because you came in like,
well,
why do you hate me?
No, do you remember the time when I went to your house in Pflugersville and I was ringing on the doorbell and then you answered the door and I was like, what happened? I was literally sitting here going, what happened? Like, I was like, it's 10:26 and I'm like, is it like, because one of the days, Wednesday, was you just started the stream and didn't send me a link. And I was like, okay, if you don't want me on the stream, just let me know the days that you don't want me, that you would like to stream alone. I won't take it personally if you tell me ahead of time. But if I just open the thing and you guys are having a party without me, I mean, it hurts.
I see your perspective.
And it's hard not to take it personally after the timing of the last thing. That was what was in my head, and that would needed to be like, hey man, you're not like fucking with me, are you?
No.
Even though I know it, you know that.
No. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I see it from your perspective. I was also too. I wasn't as. I mean, if we're being very real, if you want to be very real quick, I get. Well, I don't know how. I don't know how open and gay I want to be on here. But, I go through it is a little bit of my problem where it's like I go through waves of like being depressed and being hard on myself. And it was, what the fuck was it? What was the day I went on here? And then it was like was it this Wednesday? Did I do this Wednesday solo?
I think so. Yeah. Cause that was one of the days where I was like, okay, 10:00, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to use my laptop, not my fucking desktop. I'm going to make sure everything's going. And it's like, And then I was like, all right, well, I'll just fuck around my computer while I'm waiting. And I went to YouTube and I was like, I was just going. I was just like, oh, okay.
That's fair. I was Wednesday I was violently hungover.
No, that might have been the day that we did do it. It might have been Tuesday. Because I remember I missed Monday and I was like, I'm gonna try to get every day this week. I'm gonna be a good boy, I'm gonna have good marks.
Oh, was it Tuesday? Well, see, that's where the communication was, because like I was understood you were going to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if I didn't send it to you Tuesday, It
My
was a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing.
so I guess that was yeah. So see, communication. What do we say in the chat, guys? Communication is key. Clear is kind,
I
right?
guess what
And then
I guess what I'm trying to get at is you're if I can be real with you right now, you're kind of having big emotions over a thing we're both doing equally.
yes, yeah, and that's why I'm bringing it is like one of those things of like we're gonna keep triggering each other if we don't just send each other a text message. If you're like, hey man, thinking about flying solo bolo today, boom, bam. If I'm
Word.
like, hey, I'm gonna be late, I'm making a conscious effort to at least Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But
Well,
I'm gonna at least, but I'm gonna try to do every day if available.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like when you're sitting there going like, "Hey man, it's hard not to take this personally." It's like you're doing the same things.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I just say I guess I'm saying like remember that when you start to like be like, "Is he doing this at me?"
Right. And that's why again, just to going forward from this part, I want to make sure that like this week I was trying to make a conscious effort to get this on a regular basis, consistent time wise. And if it's 11, I'll be ready at 11.
Hell yeah.
That's the key.
But also I like 11, but if 10 also works for you, we can figure something out with that. Like
I think there was just 10 because it was morning time. It would
you were
still
doing
be
like
morning on the east, and then it would also be that we could still make panties and other podcasts and stuff.
yeah, yeah. No, I could do 10. I think like just with my general schedule,
Mhm.
I was liking 11, but I also too can do 10. It's not like I'm sitting here like, oh my god, that's the fucking hardest thing in the fucking world and this and that to do 10 a.m. Because honestly, if I have a set time of 10 a.m., I'll make sure I fucking am ready for that.
I want to be consistent for them and for you. That's what I'm trying to say is the miscommunications can be misconstrued a lot of times, whether it be in my head or in your head or anything like that. So to avoid that, I'm going to be more communicative and let you know what planning stuff. I sent you a couple things. I sent you something. Did you get the new Speed album? But we can talk about the Only Fans Girls. But I wanted to talk.
Oh no, I saw that. I didn't actually listen to the Speed album.
Oh,
but
even better. Oh, even better because it's the new Speed album.
But yeah, I guess just because I think that's what we're realizing is on both ends, there just needs to be better communication.
Right. I guess I wanted to not come in so hot on you, but come in hot in the situation and say, though I own those things and saying like that I haven't been communicative and letting you know. But I was also trying really hard this week to be better at that. And I wanted to make sure that there wasn't any grievances on your end to make sure that like, hey man, are we still best friends in the whole world and we still sick each other off?
Yeah. I think that's another part too where it's like I'm even if I get angry and maybe I'll like fuck like I've definitely been had moments where it's like you get angry and you talk a little shit, but that's just shit talking. It's like there's no ever thing of like, yo, fuck this guy. I don't want to fucking do this and that. But yeah, no, it's just I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm also thinking on my end too, where it's like I was I don't know. I just been if I could be completely honest, it's just been so exhausting. It's like it's just everything's so fucking exhausting all the time.
Yeah.
And I get in these like emo moments and I'm just like, I'll fucking start the stream whenever. But that's also too not good and not professional and not like a good communication. And it's like you're not going to create any sort of consistency with that, which is why I like doing it with someone else, because there's a higher level of accountability for me and shit like that. I just think, but also too, if I could be honest, the lackadaisical was also a response to like, I was confused because I was also too, it's like we were talking about it and you were like, oh, we'll do it every day. And then, you're telling me like, oh, I have to catch up on work, so I'm not going to do it. And then you're like, oh, I got to go do this thing. So it made me kind of confused how like locked in, not that I was like, oh, we're not friends, but how locked in you were on it. But
Right.
again, it just goes back to just both sides had their own version of bad communication.
And with the work thing, like I knowing a time that we're gonna start and the days that we're gonna do it from time to from this time to this time helps me schedule the rest of that work better. So like
Gotcha. That
that's
makes
why
sense. Yeah.
so like that's why any of that stuff is because I brother I know exactly what you're talking about. During the pandemic, I was doing GDP live, gross domesticated podcast live every I think it was Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or at least it was like really trying to go 2 hours, taking calls, doing this, doing all this other bullshit. And like, there were so many fucking days that I was just like, I just either bailed last minute or just did something just because it wasn't like I was getting good responses, good views. Like, I was having a lot of fun doing it, but doing it by yourself can be so fucking daunting.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of those days where you're like, I don't know, man, like I just don't fucking feel like it. That's why I try to give you the guarantee of at least Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'd
Yeah.
love to try to do it every day, but I know it's going to be even
Well,
harder. But just if we can lean on each other in those times, if you're not feeling it, like I'll fucking pull the weight for most of it. Do you know what I mean? Or I'll try to do something more,
yeah.
or and again, a lot of times if I'm not feeling it, once I would talk to somebody else, trying to book guests, trying to do blah blah blah, it was like fuck, bro. So
Yeah.
that's why like to be most consistent for the bros to make sure that we're everything, we can take, mulligan days, but just that like I think once you get into that routine it's going to be a lot easier. But
Yeah.
it's only the second week of like a completely new way that we're trying to do this.
Yeah.
So,
No, I guess that's what. I think too. I think now you and me are much more locked in on like what we want to do with this because I actually been really happy with it this week because I
yeah.
think this like especially yesterday's episode. I think we really like locked in on like the best way to do this.
Mhm.
But yeah, again, I wasn't. Yeah, I think I wasn't 100% sure the right vibe and how we were gonna go about it. And yeah, I guess I was also getting like, does Pat want to do this?
Right.
You know
And
what I
that
mean?
and that's
So
what I
that was
wanted to
all.
clarify too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
there was a part of me that was like, based off the last 2 weeks, I was like, does Pat want to do that? Because also too, like, if we're both being honest, you and me have our own version of like financial shit every so often. It's like I know you do a lot of production shit to make money, and it's like this isn't making money right now, and I don't want to get in the way of that. So that's again, by the way, why I want to respect your time, and I think the 10 a.m. start would be better too, because I know
Yeah,
like a lot of afternoons you do that kind of shit.
the 10 a.m. is good for me, but it's also it's more of my money stuff is more or less kind of figured out at this point. Uh, and just making sure that during the week I'm available for everybody if you need me. And if you don't, I'm not taking that. I never would take that personally. I don't give a shit if you want to go do, you know, interviews about Sandy Hook and fucking all the micro penises in the world. Like that's fine, bro. And if you want me there to help, I'm happy to help too. I'm at your disposal. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm at your disposal. Hope most of the days. And if
Yeah.
not, I will let you know. But any of the other days, I'm gonna try to book any of that other bullshit around y'all, everybody.
Well, I think how it's going, it makes more sense if we try to. I like doing I. Well, you know what it is with the doing it solo. Hell yeah! I'm enjoying how this. You know what it is? I'm actually enjoying how this does feel like classic awkward radio moments that end up being like a quality episode. Yeah, because
This this is a
that's how much me and Pat like radio.
this is a bedrock. I felt like this was a bedrock thing. I almost brought it up yesterday because I was like, "What the fuck are we doing at 11 o'clock?" Like, I'm like, "But let's just do it." And then I was like, "Boom, we're going." And I was like, "That's the only reason." And I was like, "The end of the week, going into the weekend, starting next week fresh, baby. This is the perfect time."
No, that's fair. Yeah, the 11. I like. I have a problem. I have a problem of sometimes like I'm just gonna do stuff and I'll see if people call me on it, and if they don't, that means everything's chill.
Same, brother,
And that
same.
doesn't
And I'm
like
trying to
that
call
doesn't.
myself on it. I'm like projecting on you, but calling myself. I'm doing the same thing. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Is
Yeah.
I want to be better. I want to be better for all of you. But
Yeah.
I want to be better. Like I want to be consistent and like and somebody that's people can fucking rely on kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
especially you. I'm saying like you and the people that listen or fucks with what we do. Like I want to make sure that we're the best we can be for them. So like if that's the case, making sure I'm here if you need me or anything like that. But also just like brother, like I do that thing where I go like, well, I'm just gonna if nobody says anything, I guess nothing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then and in actuality, it is just like, oh, you're just not gonna send him the link for an hour because you feel like doing it at 11 and not talking about it.
Yeah, and then, hey Pat, are you gonna just text Andy? No, we agreed on 10. He just gave me all this shit about starting at 10 o'clock. Why? And we're
Well, that's
arguing in our heads, and we're
well,
like,
no,
wait,
yeah. And on
what
my
are we
end,
doing?
well, and on my end, I go, if he was mad, he'd text me about it. It's like this. I was like,
No,
oh,
I
what?
wouldn't, because you're
Oh,
not texting me.
oh, wait a minute. Are we both just a bunch of fags?
that's that's what I'm saying, brother. This is what I'm saying. It is a never ending cycle of pussadry that we need to fucking end now. We're adults. We can talk about this. There's no reason. There's no animosity, and that's what I was saying. Of like, if there's any animosity towards you, I need to acknowledge that I need to be just as mad with myself because I'm sitting here going, it's fucking 10:30. Where the fuck's the clip? I don't know, man. Open your magic box. Open your magic box and fucking go, Andy, why isn't it going this way? Why are you not here right now? Did you actually want to stream today? Yeah. But I didn't do that. So it's a thing of like, what's the best case scenario to do this? Online, in front of strangers and our friends. And you go, because that's the best.
Yo, I get that though. Like, do you? Because like, I think you and me are cut from a very go with the flow.
Large cloth.
Well, we have to cut cloths much larger
So many
to
cows
clothe.
died.
No, I think. No, I think you and me are cut from a very go with the flow, people pleasery cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's actually this thing where it's funny because well, like they were doing it to me in chat the other day where they were like trying to or it was it was like the one day I was going solo. That was the day I really hated you. No,
where everybody hated you.
oh, that was Hate Pat Wednesday. Oh,
Yeah.
such a great day where we all hated
that
Pat.
was what the fuck's going on Wednesday.
Are you telling me where the fuck are my friends Wednesday?
I was at What's Going On, Pat. That's where I was at. I was like, what's going on?
What's going on? My friends hate me.
Fuck you.
My friends hate me.
I pick up my phone and I go, no, fuck me, fuck you. That's what I said. Fuck me, fuck you. And you never said fuck you. And I was like, no. He did. He did by not sending me the link. Because what? Oh, he's just going to stream with everybody? Oh, cool. Dunbar's having a good time. I guess I just don't need to have a fuck. I guess fuck me. I guess fuck me. And it's not fuck me. It's Pat. Go, hey, man. Hey, could you just let me know when you're planning on doing it at 11? And then, duh. And then you'll go, oh, yeah. It's just, hey, guys, this is just man shit. Don't worry about it.
This is just like manly. This is manly shit.
This is a couple of men talking about how they have made each other feel.
Well, this is also a sign of like real friendship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is why your fucking podcasts suck, guys. Everybody else's podcasts fucking suck because you're not friends and you're not good at it. You're not good at being friends and you're not good at podcasting. You fucking suck.
You fucking suck. We rule. all three of you watching know that we rule.
I didn't have the viewer count.
uh,
Hey, by the way, you three that stuck around through all that, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love you, and you're here for the right reason. You're part of the bedrock. Yabba dabba
Um,
do, baby.
Oh, but I was gonna say, oh, what was the thought I had earlier where it's like you and me? Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Cut from the large
Because
cloth.
we're cut from a large. No, we're cut from like a people pleasery, go with the flow cloth.
Yes, very much so.
And but there's like a weird thing where it's like I'm substantially more comfortable being myself on a podcast while there's a microphone in front of me and a video camera because there's this like there's footage of it that'll be posted. And so it's like there's a substantially higher level of accountability
Yeah.
when it's like there's no cameras around and it's like you're just hanging out with someone. It's what I feel like it's way easier in that moment to be like, yeah, whatever, dude. So then
like who cares, right? Like,
but I'm saying like that's the, and I feel like you're the same way because that's the irony of like we could have been talking about this for a week or two, and you're like, I'm gonna wait till I come on the podcast to do it.
yeah, I'm gonna wait until I'm not fuming mad, but fuming upset. That's my filter. I told you that my filter through every emotion is pissed or angry or fuck you. But then I gotta go like no. What actually is this? What is this real thing? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You're not pissed. You're upset because you're like, hey man, just let me know. You know what I mean? And then it's like, but I could have let you know. So I need to acknowledge on air in front of a bunch of people, a huge amount of people, the biggest amount of people, that I was wrong.
Well, it's
and
what?
I'm sorry.
There, and that's it. Anyway, so the next segment,
end of conversation. Full stop.
And I'm here to acknowledge that sporadically changing times and not telling you is psychotic.
It's kind of my thing.
It's kind of really fucking retarded. And I thought, and I'll be honest, I went into this thinking you were crazy, and then I left it going, what reasonable complaints?
You go, don't you see the irony in sending me the time? And I go, doesn't he see the irony that he changed the time right after that? It's like
I didn't make it to header yet. It never got officially posted.
That's why we work them out. You know what I mean?
The start time never got officially posted. Now, it just goes back to I had the thing where I thought I was like, does Pat even want to do this? But that was silly, and I apologize.
I really do.
I apologize for my erratic behavior, and I appreciate
not accepted. I don't.
I appreciate every inch that your body needs to be covered with that large cloth.
Yeah, look at this. This cloth doesn't even close.
But wait, actually, you gave me a genuine apology, and I don't know if I actually gave you I don't, because I feel uncomfortable. Again, I feel uncomfortable around real emotions. So
mine was
like,
not genuine. I just want to let you know, I was not genuine.
Thank God.
It was very much. No. It was a nice one. Yeah.
And I also too, my fault for the erraticness and the unclearness and the bad communication. I did that bad, and I apologize.
Hey guys, that's real men. That was a good example. You boys could learn a thing or two from this man.
Learn a thing or two.
You could learn a thing or two from this man. He's a good man.
Yes.
All right. I appreciate that, buddy. And I am sorry to everybody for making an emotional podcast of what was a brilliant, I'm sure, OnlyFans conversation. But
no.
I'm happy to jump back into it. I even remembered with my dumb brain.
Well, that was the irony, too, of me being like, I like doing the solo ones. And then these times where I send you the link late and then I'll be like going for like 20, 30 minutes by myself. Every single time I go, get in here, Pat. I hate doing this alone.
Hurry. You're like Deadpool of the fucking, or what was it? Yeah, Deadpool.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
You know what it is? I like doing it solo occasionally. For when I have like a thing, it's just when I have an idea I want to like figure out. Sometimes I just like to ramble for like an hour straight so I can formulate it. But other than But like that also too, I don't know exactly when that's gonna pop up. So it's probably better if we just do it together and I be more genuine and just I will go, pardon me, I'm gonna spurg real quick.
On those days, I'll just go like this. I'll just go boom. I'll go, that's
Yeah.
right, boss. No, I was just thinking that too. On those days, I already talked about it with Dick Stinkley. I said I think I'm going to start my own competing stream. I was like,
No.
I'm gonna on those days I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, cool, no problem, brother. And I'm gonna go, hey guys,
That rules.
and I'm gonna just spam your chat with links to my stream.
That
I'm gonna
makes
start.
sense.
That's another part of not just wrestling, but also radio. Lore,
Radio.
is I'm gonna start a radio beef with my co-host. Never before done, except for Opie and Anthony. That doesn't count though, because they were getting paid.
I get to be the racist one.
They were. Oh, damn
I get
it.
to be the racist one. You get to be the.
I'll
You
be
get
the
to be.
unfunny one.
You-
Whoa! What the s?
no. You get to be the radio legend that doesn't know not to put his camera directly in front of a bright window.
Well,
Have
did
you
see
ever
how bright
seen
it was
that?
early? I actually changed my. It's so funny you brought that up because I actually changed my brightness as we were kissing each other just now.
Touching tips.
I will be the. I'm gonna be the Opie, so I'm gonna be the really cool one, right? He was the cool one.
Yes, Opie was the really, really cool one
that
that everyone loved.
that everybody liked. Damn it! Fuck.
Nah, Opie's problem was like, and it's a thing I've learned. I remember like realizing what Opie's problem was is, and it's a thing a lot of people could learn where you need to learn when to lay in the cut. You need to learn what your lane is and stay in your lane. And like if you go back and listen to some of the greatest Opie and Anthony moments of all time, it was like Opie was fucking being the puppet master. Opie was driving the shit, but like his ego kept getting in his way, and he would his ego would kept getting in his way, and he would always try to be like the guy. And it's like, brother, you're not you're sitting next
You're
to
not cool, dude.
well, it's like you're sitting next to Anthony and Norton. Why are you trying to out funny them? You know what I mean? You've got a racist Italian who installed air conditions and one of the funniest comics in the world. Why are you trying to out funny them? And it's like, if like whenever he would just chill the fuck out and lay in the cut and be the producer, it would fucking rip. And it's like
when he would actually know, because I think there was a time when Jim Norton gave Ozzy Osbourne a bunch of books for Halloween one year.
Yeah.
Like that was, I think, one of the best examples of exactly what you're talking about when he had producer brain, because they were joking about it, and they're kind of joking about how Anthony was joking about how Jim Norton had to be basically like pulled off of Ozzy Osbourne so he could leave. But Opie actually, and I will credit him with this, pointed out, he's like, whoa, wait, look. And he pointed down, and Ozzy had left all of the gifts that he gave him in the studio exactly where they were. He didn't forget them. He left them. and then they went on to weigh how much he gave him like 18 pounds of books, or like 15 pounds worth of books. And he was just like, he's like, of course he's not going to take that. He doesn't fucking care about any of this shit.
Just going to walk around with books the whole day.
But it was his pointing that out in that moment. I was like, I'm like, that's undeniably that. It's not that he doesn't have a sense of humor or an eye for, production or anything like that. He just doesn't have timing or I guess comedic talent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you would put it, but you're right. Yeah, he wasn't. When he was the producer, he was great.
Well, his comedic strengths were always in like facilitating a moment. He was never, because he would have those, like you just said, like we were saying, where he was pointing out how many books there were, and like, oh, we should weigh them and stuff like that. He was always the guy who was really good at like setting it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like hitting them with the layup. No, dude, one of his what was it? Was it Jewel? He has this one. I think it was Jewel. No, I forget who the fuck it was, but Opie has one of the greatest moments where he who's the chicken forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Oh, fuck. Kristen Bell?
Yeah, dude.
Or Mila Kunis. Which one are you talking about? Was
Kristen
Sarah
Kristen
Marshall
Bell.
Okay, yeah.
No, dude, he has. Let me play it for you real quick. He has one of the funniest fucking bits.
I'll say this.
Oh, god damn it. This is, by the way, this is what I was saying. This is where he does his streams, where he just like points the camera.
He's like squinting.
Yeah, just points the camera directly into.
We got to interrupt this news story. We got a big star on the phone, Kristen Bell, the star of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Kristen.
Yes.
Congratulations on the new movie. Are you excited?
I'm so excited.
Awesome. All right.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about his hang-up.
Just asks her one question and then just hangs the fucking phone up.
Yeah. Who got us with that recent? Nate.
I got Nate with that.
Yes. Yeah. That was what it was. We were on the phone with Nate, and you're like, "Hey, Nate, one more question. He's like, "Yeah."
It's hands down the best fucking, because I learned that from listening to old O&A. It never gets old. It's at least for me. It's funny every single fucking time I've ever done it.
But it's always funny. For some reason, it's always funny when it's like a celebrity like that. When they're like, oh shit, is this fuck, who? I know he's done it with, like, they did that with so many different people, but like,
I think
it's
I
so
know
much funnier than pranking them, or like going like, oh, what if we ask him gross questions, or what if we try to get him to walk out? Like, yeah. But it's like, it's also so funny to be like, hey, Kristen Bell, are you excited to be here? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And especially, it's so satisfying when people call back and they're like, "Oh, you got Mr. No, we didn't," and like they still haven't gotten it yet, and you're like, "Oh yeah, you didn't."
Dude, one of my favorite. Oh man, one of my favorite. You know, and it's funny too, because now I'm thinking back where at first when you were bringing up this stuff, like just me, Andy was like, "Why are you doing this right now?" But then after we got into it, I was like, Andy, the co-host of a radio show, was like, I like this, because it, like, that was always the part, and I feel like people are losing their love of this, or like they lost their love of this, where, because you know what it is, I don't think people realize how phony a lot of people still are.
Yeah.
Like because we've shifted into a new medium, and it's made a lot of people feel more genuine than they actually are. And it's like people have forgotten, like, it's like, I'm not even trying to like come for anyone specifically. It's just the same amount of people are still phony. You just don't realize it because we're in a new medium. And then you'd listen. That's half the reason I would love O&A so much, is because it'd be one of the main things where like no one was being phony, like whether it was good or bad. Because that's the thing I would always notice. Like I would see it in complaints about me on like panties, where it'd be like, God, this loud, obnoxious retard. And I'd be like, did we not all listen to O&A like me back in the day? Like, yeah, that's part of the fucking beauty of it, is that
I'm one of them. I'm one of the group.
Well, dude, I realized there was like a shift in the perception on this shit when, like, you know, I'm taking an anecdotal thing, but like Lemaire's on the show, and like every week everyone goes like, the worst take ever. Like, we all know Lemaire's got his hot takes.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about tariffs, and then someone in the fucking Discord just does like a 5-paragraph essay about, this is why you're wrong about tariffs. And it's like, something shifted into being like, no, like they were more mad about the fact that you were wrong about something. And it was like, why was that a deal breaker? I just always listening back to O&A, it was like, I remember it'd be like, dude, when I first started listening to Legion of Skanks, like I loved listening to Lewis say his most insane fucking thing. I didn't agree with that dude half the time, but hearing him say the most insane fucking thing, but now it's like it's shifted into people being like, well, you're wrong about that. And I think it's an advent of like everything becoming so fucking political, and people's brains have shifted into the fact of like, well, you are wrong about this and that makes you bad and I can't associate you with that. And it's just like, dude, that was the beauty of this shit back in the day, where it wasn't about everyone being right or wrong all the time. It was about just experiencing like actual people, because everything was so fucking fake and contrived.
Yeah.
And the thing I keep forgetting to get at with O&A, like they were going, I remember loving it so fucking, it made me laugh so hard because they were shit talking Sarah Jessica Parker, doing the typical like she has a horse face, which everyone always skips. Yeah, does her chin have a lot of sharp edges? Everyone always skips past that rockin' bot and those big ass titties, and I think she doesn't get enough respect for her big ass titties.
Yeah.
But either way, and so they go on, and I guess Sarah Jessica Parker was like she was like in a limo or in a car going from set to somewhere else, and someone had O&A on. So can you imagine her just getting into the car and just being like, yeah, this ugly bitch, Sarah Michelle Gellar or Sarah Jessica Parker. And she's like, the fuck? So she actually called in to O&A to be like, the fuck is your guys' problem? and then literally O&A are there being like, well, I remember Anthony specifically was like, I didn't say all that thinking you'd hear it. Now I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And they were like,
this is not what I had intended to happen.
yeah, they're like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Jessica Parker. I didn't think you were going to hear that. It's just, it wasn't about like, because now people would see that and to be like, Anthony's a pussy. He's a beta male. And you're like, sure, maybe. But it was just funny watching that moment of like, oh, right. Fuck, someone caught me being a nasty fucker.
Because now, like, no matter what, like, as soon as that interaction with her ends, then they're going to hang up. And now you have, like, years of ball busting that people can do to say, like, no matter what, anytime you're trying to make somebody feel like a piece of shit, they go like, oh, yeah, hey, do you want me to call your fucking mom? Do you want me to call fucking Sarah Jessica Parker, whatever her fucking name is again, and just have her fucking give you a little talking to, buddy? Because I think you're getting a little too big for your britches.
What?
I do, but it's also, that was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? It's also kind of nice. Again, that's why I did say it as a joke or in a joking way, but like that's literally what you should do. If you have an issue that you're upset about, talk to the person about it, and I promise you 9 times out of 10 it's gonna end up being like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's a thing where it's sometimes it could be for real, and either way it's the right thing to do, because it is, you get the shit out, you make sure it's all out.
Well,
the same idea with that. If somebody catches you in that, to go like, you know what, you're right, you caught me, and I'm very sorry that I did that. And I can't make any other excuse or anything, just to go, hey, bro, like I fucked up.
Well, I don't know, dude.
You know?
I think. Well, that's the thing, dude. Like that, it's a big thing that's downstream. I was joking about this the other day, but I do think it's a big thing that's shifted our mindsets, because we all went through the cancel culture era, where it is like, if you're quote unquote wrong, you're fucking done. So now it's like taught people that, you know, you better be right about this, and if you aren't right, you should like dig your heels in. Like I remember what the fuck was it? Like, you remember that lady who called that little kid an N-word, and then like there was a huge GoFundMe, and then people were trying to make her like, because it's when the people who get overly political, it's always just about poning the libs and shit like that. So I guess sending a lady who called a small child the N-word a shit ton of money owns the libs now, I guess. And it was like,
that is a really weird thing to donate for. Like
it's
even
kind
if
of
you support, like even if you're against whatever woke culture or anything like that, I totally understand that. Like you can totally be against that. That's your perspective. That's totally fine. But like that is a weird thing. Like you could give to like St. Jude's. You
Yeah.
could give to like children's hospitals. You could give to
Yeah.
orphanage. Like there's so many things you could donate your money to be like, you know what, I'm gonna throw this racist bitch $5.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
one of
nuts.
those. It's one of those things where it's like, it's one of those things where the salute
Oh.
emojis are making me laugh. No, it's like one of those fucking things where, what am I trying to say? It's like, yeah, I guess, I don't know. Should she? I don't know. Should she lose everything and be doxxed and have people harass? Like, I guess not. But also, like, because there's also people being like, well, he was kind of being one. And you're like, I gotta be honest.
That was the memo they left with the donation. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
This, by the way, this is your response. He was being one. But it is a thing. It's like, I don't know, man. I think no matter what happens, if you call a 5-year-old the N-word, I think you're like a horrible human being.
you shouldn't. You at the least, maybe you shouldn't have your life ruined for it. Maybe,
Yeah,
but
I
like,
guess,
you
yeah.
definitely should not get paid for it. Like
Like,
nobody should get paid for that. There's no beneficial. There's no financial gain for that. What is the business? What are you getting back if you do a GoFundMe for somebody that their house is burned down? It's to replace the things they lost. What are you donating except for to be like, here's a salary for
Well, it's just weird.
for-
Like,
salary for slurs.
yeah, here's your slurry. No,
Yeah.
that joke stunk.
Slurry.
But no, it is this weird thing where it's like, well, if you take it to the, like, and I do this a lot of times with certain sort of like philosophical arguments and stuff where it's, it's a lot of things I use to sort of try to make arguments for a lot of the libertarian shit, I believe. But there's this also too, like, sometimes you can get too autistic where it's like, well, it's just language, which it is, and it's like, well, she shouldn't have her life ruined just because you don't like a word, and you're like, okay, I get it on that literal basis, but like if we just zoom out and we just think about human beings existing, like if I found that out about your wife Dom, I'd be like, oh, can we not hang out with her ever? That's the worst person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like it's not me going like, well, you said that, so this should happen to you. It's just me going like, oh, hey, I'm never going to be around you because that's crazy behavior.
I would never support you. Again, I don't think you should get paid to call a kid anything. Like you should not get paid. Like people get, I don't think you should get paid for having kids, but people do that. Like people get, tax breaks and all that other shit. But like if you went up and you called a baby an asshole, I don't think you should be applauded. Like that's not necessarily free speech. It's just a choice that you made. So like I don't think that you should get your life ruined for it. What were you saying? Sorry.
I do go up to babies and give them just a Indian rug burn, a real quick one.
I go up to them and I go, your mom doesn't even fucking like you. She has to keep you alive. It's the law.
Yeah. I go up to babies and I go like, you got something there, dumbass baby.
I do. Yeah. I give them a finger. But like, if they, once they see that, then they go like, all right, well, now that's that, no matter what, like, I'm not even saying like you're reinforcing that behavior. I'm just saying that like you can support her, but like paying her money because she made a crazy decision, which again, even if you're like, even as a racist, you should go like, I don't know, we should call a baby or a 5-year-old, you know what I mean? A child.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's that of like at least let them.
Well, it's so simple. It's so quickly goes back to like, it literally is the exact same process how people argue about fucking football. Like, dude, it happened to me the other day. Like, you know me, I'm not like a hardcore sportsman, but I fuck with the Eagles, and I think Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley are absolute dreamboats. And bro, I know they have not been playing good lately, but I'm hanging out with this one dude, and he's just like, Jalen Hurts fucking sucks ass. So my immediate response is to be like, no, he's actually like the sickest quarterback. Because I'm just like, I'm just being defensive. But like when you take that into the real world, and it's like your teams, dude, it is, I do think sports fans get away with a lot of corny, cringy, gay behavior.
Yeah.
But I got to tell you, if you're taking that same energy and applying it to politics over sports, it's insane. Because it's like
That's been my issue with politics. Yeah.
you don't even get to watch super athletic dudes do cool shit. You just watch Mitch McConnell or Nancy Pelosi steal all your fucking money. That's all you get to do. You don't even get to watch fucking Saquon Barkley jump over people. You just have to watch fucking Lauren Boebert be kind of hot for a little bit.
It's so fucking hot. Don't say not even kind of hot. She's very hot.
She's so beautiful. I'm sorry, Lauren Boebert. Now, you know what? I fucked up. That is one of my main things. I'd like to. I am very nonpartisan on acknowledging hot Congress people.
Yeah, it's okay, and that's what we're here to grow. See, we're growing. But
Communication. You gave me good communication on the fact that
no,
Lauren Boebert.
She is very hot. You need to objectify her. Please get on that. And I communicated that to you, and then you communicated back to me.
Yeah,
that you were going to do that.
I mean, since we're on the topic, also, as a society, can we acknowledge more often how big Nancy Mace's tits are? Because she'll be doing this. Nancy Mace, look her up. She's got big ass titties. On it. But yeah, we'll be talking about that, and a lot of people will just say she'll do fucked up shit, and then just no one ever acknowledges how big her fucking tits are. It's just, I don't know, it's psychotic to me, and I feel like it's rude and disrespectful to her and her big ass titties.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, dude, she got big hammers.
That's nice. I think those are natties too, right?
I don't know. I feel like they're fakies just based off her frame.
I don't know. It might be a push-up deal. But you're
well,
right.
yeah. Also,
that's a good point. I see what you're talking about now. There's separation in the middle here.
Yeah, and then they're pretty heavy, and her frame's pretty tiny. And there's a lot. Whenever I see, I mean, what are we doing? We're talking about her fucking.
We're just going to AOC, and we're just gonna go blow past this lady. AOC's a lovely young lady looking wise. Oh no, there's one of her in a maroon dress that is just. I gotta tell you. Just because I wanted to sound the gayest possible, stunning. Absolutely breathtaking, stunning. Yeah, I didn't even know who the fuck that lady was. But see, that's why I don't get into politics.
But I'm trying to find a good picture of her. But the reason because when you see big heavies with no ass.
Oh yeah.
That's why
Miss Poindexter is the best case scenario of that.
I think she's a lovely lady. I'm not hating on Nancy Mace, but she does have big heavies with no ass. Speaking of big heavy, I got a heavy sack full of piss. Do you mind if I pop out real quick?
That's actually the platform that she ran on was big heavies and no ass. I will give you big heavies and no ass for 4 years. I don't even know what she ran for, but. Nancy Mace was a pretty hot broad. I think we were talking about politics, which is lame. No, politics and being sports is the thing. That's the reason I really gave up on politics in general, is because it just became sports. Everything's wrestling now. Everything's just a thing. I have a very interesting turn of events. We were talking about how sports betting ruined sports in general, and it's kind of been seen in football with that weird fucking punt that we played that video of of the Browns punting from the 29, well within field goal range. They're already winning the game anyway, but why not take the 3 points? The worst case scenario, if you punt, I feel like you're going to get a touchback when they're going to start at the 20 or 25. Is it now? I can't remember. Either way, I noticed it for the first time in my beloved hockey. I had not seen it. I know that I acknowledge that I had seen it in MMA. It was something that was being investigated in the UFC, but I've also noticed it now just last night in a game with my beloved Tampa Bay Lightning, Andy's favorite team as well. It's ruining sports. It's taken all of the spirit. It's robbing the game of its spirit, and they're doing it. I was going to wait for Andy. Damn, I was really hoping he would be back to finish my sentence, but right in front of us. They're doing it right in front of us. They're doing it to the extent that, like, I'm talking about sports betting. I noticed.
Okay,
in
now that Pat's gone, I fucking hate that guy. Oh fuck! I got it all backwards.
Oh God. No.
Oh, you know, I saw gambling 100% ruining sports. That's what I was kind of talking about a little bit earlier. Did you see Kalshi and CNN are pairing up now, which is crazy to me?
No, but I did see that Netflix, I think, just bought Warner Brothers.
Oh, okay, yeah. Does that
That's
have
pretty
to do with betting?
I don't know if that's the same thing, but the merger wise, like we're getting down to the one world shit. No. Remember we were talking about sports betting
Yeah.
earlier, and I was saying like I had not noticed it in hockey, but even in MMA, my other favorite sport, they like when it's sniffed out, they like investigate it immediately. So, but they're doing it right in front of us, brother.
Doing it
Last
right in front of
night,
us.
It was the Tampa Bay Lightning against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Penguins were winning 3-0 at one point. In the second period, they were up 3-0 until the Lightning got like one goal near the end of the second. So starting the third, they were down 3-1. They happened to share. At some point, they shared a statistic earlier in the broadcast, and I don't think that this is necessarily connected, but I just happened to notice that they shared the statistic that when down 3-0, the Lightning have not come back from a 3-0 deficit to win a game since 2021. So they
Did you see me change the title?
yeah, I saw. So then with like so the Lightning actually end up coming back 3-3 in the third period.
Okay.
The Penguins score a goal with like 2.5 minutes left.
You
or
said they
something
were
like that.
originally 3-1?
It was down. They were down 3-0 at one point, but they
okay.
they started the third period 3-1, but they shared before the beginning of that period that the Lightning had not ever come back from a 3-0 deficit since 2021. So I'm guessing that would mean, if I'm connecting the dots in my head, the odds line when it gets down to the third period and they're still trailing, they like the odds are well in the favor of the Penguins of taking the game.
Yeah.
So if you bet on the Lightning to win, that would be a huge payout. It hasn't happened since 2021. Well, they end up tying the game. They tied it at 3. Then the Penguins, with like 2 minutes left, scored a goal, tied up the game. The Lightning came back, pulled their goalie, and ended up scoring with like 55 seconds left.
Okay.
Then apparently there's a automatic review for any goals scored in the last minute. They automatically review the goals. Like in football, I think they do the same thing, where they immediately send it to the booth just to make sure that everything's okay.
Yeah.
Because there's no challenges allowed or in that last minute kind of thing. Okay, cool. Well, they ended up they're investigating a hand pass.
Do we have footage of this?
It's actually I can't. I think I can share it.
Well, can I look it up? I could probably find it real quick.
Yeah, it would just be
If I type in hand pass on Twitter, do you think it'll show up?
Go to yeah, or go.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, it's immediately there. So they called a hand pass, which is while you're in your offensive zone where you're trying to score a goal in their defensive goal. You're not allowed to redirect the puck by slapping it towards another person. You're not allowed to like.
Oh, when you're in this area?
Yeah, when the Lightning are shooting at the Penguins, you're not, and also the neutral zone. But in your defensive zone, you can. So look, he shoots the puck around to try to clear it. That guy blocks it.
This guy in the top middle?
Yes.
So he blocks it with his hand.
So if the next person that touches it, if this was a hand pass, the next person to touch it, if it was a Lightning player, they would blow it dead.
Like a hand pass would be much more of like a,
Yeah.
there's an actual like follow through.
If you close your hand on the puck, that's a penalty. You're not allowed to even do that. Like, so you have to like if you're redirecting it like that, so they automatically take the fucking point. They take the goal away because then after that, that player passes it to another Lightning player, passes it back to him. He passes it across, and then Nikita Kucherov scores. So yeah, exactly. What is he supposed to do? That's a like. What is he like? Not supposed to like. Not like either protect himself with his padded gloves or
Well, it's
not
like, yeah, are
get
you
hit in
not
the dick with it. You know what I mean?
are you not supposed to just have like a human interaction
So, exactly.
or
So,
a human because that's the other thing too, where it's just like that's just what you do, brother. We all do. Like the fucking TikTok or the IG reels that make you think something's flying at you.
yeah.
It's a phone. Nothing's actually going to hit you logically, but it's just human
It's
instinct.
reactionary. Yeah.
It's just your reaction. He's not choosing where to put his hands right there.
Right. He didn't, and it's not like he like reached out and went like like that and slapped it to somebody else. So the play goes on for another 10 seconds or so, and then boom, they score, tie it up. They're supposed to go into overtime, which means, and if they're coming back after a 3-0 deficit like that, you would think that they have a good possibility of winning the game. But if they go to overtime, they get at least a point in the standings. So I did not check what the over-under was, the blah, 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 any of that stuff. But it is so obvious because that is not ever. I've been watching hockey for fucking, Jesus Christ, 25 years, maybe more, like almost my whole life. I love hockey. I chose that sport, and I've learned everything I possibly could. This is a new rule, Andy.
Yeah.
This is a new rule they've introduced. Wow, isn't it fun? This is they're from the 29. Like, brother, last night I was connecting dots. I was like looking at my phone. I was going like, no, look. I go, look, this, and I look up this, and I show this other case, and I'm just ranting to Dom about like this is fucking horse shit.
Just one of those rants where she looks at you and goes, "This means a lot to him," and I will
Yep.
acknowledge his
She was
pain.
very supportive. She was very, but it was like I don't understand how you could take that goal back by calling that a fucking. And then I go, they restart the clock, so they go like, okay, well, obviously it was supposed to stop there, right? Like, I don't understand that. But when they restarted the clock, it was at 1:05.
Where was it before?
55. That's why there was the automatic review.
Yeah.
And I go, wait a minute. Is there some fuckery with the clock to go like we got to make sure that if they score that they don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's like they're conspiring against the Lightning. I think they're like, hey, what's the over under? What can we call? Like it's like if this was basketball,
because if the
like, oh, that was a travel. It turns out actually that was a travel, and you're like, I don't even think that was a trap. Like everybody looking at it on both teams.
Well, because
like,
I guess they're realizing.
I
guess they're realizing if the Lightning won, they would have lost a bunch. They would have had to pay out a bunch of money.
And that's what I'm saying is if I would not have thought there was any fuckery if they just so happened to share. If they hadn't shared that they had not come back from a 3-0 deficit since 2021, I said that line must have been nuts. It must have been nuts in the third period when they're still losing 3-1. And then Evgeny Malkin scores a goal. I'm not saying it's like the most corrupt thing, but I'm seeing now how they can very easily manipulate winners and losers in hockey. And now it's really going to be hard for me to believe football now, hockey, MMA to an extent, because not only the partnership with WWE, no offense, WWE, but that plus the gambling scandals is just making me feel like every fucking thing is a work. Everything is a work. And the only real sport nowadays is power slap. Like that is the only one now. That's
yes, dude. Power slap is the because it's hard to like. It's
how can you fake that?
There's just like, well, it's either it's just get slapped or don't get slapped. It's hard to really like fudge the number. Yeah, Pat, you're right. Pat George is correct at saying power slap is the only true sport.
That flag's coming down. This hat's getting fucking thrown in the garbage. I'm
putting
only rooting for power
hand.
slappers now. That's my only fucking sport.
Just giant Ukrainian men.
Truck drivers, failed UFC fighters, strong men. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a shit because it doesn't fucking matter. None of this fucking matter. It's a regular season game, and that's what I'm saying. It's a regular season game, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
who's gonna investigate this? Who's gonna fucking look into it? Guy, oh sorry, I guess it's just the rules, buddy. Fuck off. That's the gaslighting. Is the fact that all the announcers after the fact were like, I guess it's just the look of the girl. Well, sometimes it happens. I wouldn't agree with it, but like, dude, I would have gotten so fired from my broadcasting job that at that point I would have been like, what are we doing? Welcome
No,
to
it
the
is.
DraftKings after show.
Yeah, it is. Well, it is kind of like fascinating because, like, the one thing I always look at in these situations, I go, it's always shocking how little people. You'd be like, I feel like there'd be more people speaking up. You know what I mean? Like, because it's so funny with a lot of this betting shit. It's just reminding me of like a lot of the like conspiracy stuff. And I was thinking about this because I was listening to a podcast with a dude who was he was like a whistleblower on what the CIA was doing during the war on terror and shit. And it's like sometimes you look at that and you go, I gotta be honest, it's shocking how few people come forward with this. And it's like, yeah, dude, we're destabilizing a whole nation, murdering all these people, torturing people who are just like fucking goat farmers. It's like, yeah, reveal it, get murdered by the government. It's like there's bigger things out there, man. And it's like, dude, like you see these dudes where it's like, but no, I need to have my hockey announcer. You're like, fucking call him out, man. It's this thing where
You're
it's
ruining
like
your sport. That's exactly what this does. Is it takes the spirit out of every one of these sports.
But it's why
robbing
people it's why people like you and me are never in those situations, because the people who stay in that situation are like, well, no, it was my dream. It was my dream to be a hockey announcer, so I have to do this, and that's the thing I'm married to. And it's like, I don't know, man. I think sometimes when you find out, like I don't know, man, when you pull up the rug or open the closet and you realize it's filled with skeletons, you're like, maybe get a different dream. I don't know what to tell you, man. Or maybe try to go about it in a way where you're like, oh, I quit hockey because I realized it. And I don't know. I'm just using it as an example based off what we're talking about now. You know, I don't have like a strong knowledge of hockey, but I'm just saying, like, it's like, okay, if you smell some shit, don't just go like, nah, that's nothing. Don't worry about it. I don't know. I always get fascinated with the people that just kind of watch it happen. Like they just kind of observe everything going to shit when they directly like
if anybody was covering that Browns game where they punted from the 29 and didn't bring up the absurdity of that fucking move, they should be losing their. I'm not watching that broadcast anymore.
It's why I have way more contempt for people who, like, because everyone always tries to, like, when we're talking about like big businesses and then being greedy and corrupting the world and all this other shit, and then we're talking about what to do about them. Everyone's always like, why don't we make that evil guy nice? And I go, why don't we accept their evil? And then create parameters where they don't have as much power. It's like when you have this giant federal government, they have more power they can put money in the right pockets and they can do more evil shit. It's when you have the people who go like, you know, this is wrong and you have the ability to stop it or affect it or talk shit about
Bring
it.
Attention to it.
Those are the people I get more mad at. Cause it's like, dude, the people who run corporations, they're psychopaths who just want to be evil. They're just doing what they do. It's the people that let them just get away with it are the ones I can't stand way more. It's the same thing with like everyone's complaining about, well, whatever. I don't have to give 95 examples about every point I make, but yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. Those are the people I get way more mad at.
Yeah. I think the whole like, and it doesn't have to ruin it. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I don't understand. The whole time I remember. I mean, I remember before the pandemic when it was illegal. when it was, you weren't allowed it, and there was like a handful of maybe a casino here and there, and then during the pandemic, everything, it was fantasy sports. Fantasy sports was the workaround to gambling. That's what it was pre-pandemic. If anybody fucking doesn't have COVID brain, right before the pandemic, they I think is when they started to introduce like the BetMGM app, where they're like, it's a casino in your pocket, and I'm like, I thought that was illegal. You told us that was not allowed. So now they go like, okay, now everything, and now that the fact that the teams and the arenas and the fucking broadcasts are all sponsored by fucking the sports betting apps. It's like a thing of like you could have coexisted. There could be
Yeah.
a world where adults reasonably gamble on multiple different sports. But it's the fact that they had to there's something that I'm missing, that like why do you have to also now like be so greedy to now affect the outcome of games potentially? And that's what I'm saying is I don't know who's responsible. I don't know for sure if they're doing it, but they appear to
Pat,
be doing it right in front of us.
Well, Pat, when you're in this chat, it's a safe space. You know who you can just quickly blame everything for. It's a safe space, dude. Just blame them. Just blame them.
Slav.
No. The thing that always you know what the big shift is like, because if you go back, there's classic stories of like, I forget where it was, but like I remember mobsters got involved with like college basketball and they were fixing a bunch of games. There's the legendary the one referee with the NBA.
Yeah.
He
the one referee. Yeah.
well, I didn't mean it like that. That's funny. I didn't mean it like, I meant like he was the one that like they did the whole documentary about.
Yeah.
And like I listened to some podcasts. So like my thing is, I think there's a strong argument that shit like this, maybe not as much, but like I think shit like this has been going on for a while now. I think the thing with me, and I've talked about this too with like how just the government in general behaves, it's like it's a sign of our times where they don't even care to be sneaky about it. Like you were bringing up WWE, it's like little shit. Like that's what I've hated so much about this new era of WWE is like, you know, it's not that they weren't lit, like it's not that the show wasn't just advertisers as far as the eye could see, but they had the class to not put like a Cash App logo on the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah.
It's the like the current day and age, the way like there's no shame to any of it anymore.
I used to
It's
make
like
fun
it
of
was
I used to make fun of Europe for that, like soccer players and shit, where I'm just like, oh, that's weird that they have their fucking sponsors on their jerseys. It's supposed to be the team. You're supposed to be there for the team. Not even the players necessarily. The team, the logo.
It's like the fact that you watch a game and they're showing you the betting odds. You're like, are we just like do we just have no class anymore?
That's I thought that was the craziest one. But also
You can bet on WWE?
yeah, like I remember when I found that out, I was like, on what?
I don't
You
know.
can just look up, but I think it's like it's a lot of prop bets. I think a lot of times, like, and it's also because there are, and it's in the same way that like you can vote on or you can bet on the Oscars of like how long before the best actress will they won't they cry, will they trip on their way up the stairs, like stuff like that. You can add like those prop bets of like will
fun little ones.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily like win or loser. If it is, that is fucking crazy because it is predetermined, which that is you just essentially gave the perfect storm for a organized crime. You just went like, hey, you can bet on, like, I'm sure none of the employees can bet. Cool.
Yeah.
Maybe their family bets, and then they go like, hey, Randy Orton's gonna take a dive in the third. Like it's like a thing where you're like, yeah, I know that, dickhead. But it's also like now you can make money off of it. It seems very laundery in my opinion.
Well, have you heard the I want to bring, but my last point on the betting thing, I want to bring up something, a thing I've heard, a new conspiracy I've heard that I feel is true. But anyway, no, I just, you know what it is? It's like It's why I think there's going to be a resurgence of not like evangelical Christianity, but I think there's going to be a resurgence of some sort of like people fucking with religion, because I think it's like, I don't know, man. I've talked about this before. I don't know if God's real, but I've definitely realized there's been, I think the vibe was better when there was sort of a broad like Christian ideal where everything was like from a functionality standpoint, and it because I felt like it tied up those loose ends where it would make people more conscious of the idea of like, oh yeah, but like just doing it this blatant is just such a fucking bad look. Like I just feel like people had more of a sense back in the day of like, you don't just do it that fucking blatant. So I wonder if there is going to be like a resurgence in that, because I feel like there's that element. Everything just feels so nakedly corrupt. I don't know.
You know what's really funny is when immoral people have morals, because it's just a boundary that they are like they just set a timeline to cross, because it's a weird fucking thing where people go like like the mobsters or whatever. They're like, you never do it in front of the wife or kids. You never do that. You have a little respect. They're not a part of this. Blah 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 blah. And then they go, unless you need to, and you're like,
Yeah.
so you're just what is it? You're perpetual line crossers. You're always going to go like, well, that's the line. I gotta do it though because this is my dad. And you gotta go like, okay, so like if everything has an asterisk, that's what I'm saying. Is now I feel like this is, I'm gonna let you talk about your thing, but because I was about to pivot big. I was gonna go. Speaking of asterisks, but
No, you could pivot. I'm curious what you're about to say. Actually,
the sound, it sounds so crazy because it's like I feel like the World War II needs to have an asterisk.
you're saying it wasn't 6 million?
No. It's not. It's not necessarily that. It's not a matter of numbers, Andy. It's a matter of PEDs. The Nazis weren't pissing clean.
Oh. Yeah.
I had no idea.
They were using performance enhancement drugs to.
I wrote down the name so I wouldn't forget. It was called Pervitin, Pervitin. I think it's called Pervitin. It's meth. They were doing crystal meth.
Yeah.
Brother, I had no idea. It was this morning.
Really?
It was this morning that I realized, because I always wondered. I was like, why do white trash motherfuckers in Hillsborough County or Pinellas County, where I grew up, like, why are there Nazis here? Nazis hated Americans. Nazis wanted Americans to die. They wanted the perfect German shoulder. What is the connection? Aside from just hating Jewish people or other races, what is the connection? It's fucking meth. It's meth. It's the fact that they were fucking meth heads. They woke up in the morning. This is what an average daily routine for a fucking concentration camp worker. In the morning time, take your meth. And then a steady consumption of vodka all day. Then
Nice.
at the end of the night, that's when you would take your morphine for your sleepy times.
Yeah.
They were like, I knew that what's his face? What's the main one with the micro penis? Hitler. I knew that he did meth. I knew that.
Yeah,
But
everyone's
I had no
seen
idea
that video
that
of
the
him
entire German army was fucking doped. They were doing, and not only that, but they were also like, this is working great. The reason the Blitzkrieg worked was because they were fucking meth heads.
No,
They
that's
were
how
on
they.
meth. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's how they fucked up France in like 3 days.
Yeah, and then they started putting meth in the chocolate. That's absolutely true. Yes, it's crazy. It's brother. I had no idea. And then I go, well, then all of the numbers are flawed, and not because of the numbers of people. It's just the fact that like you guys were fucking doping, and the fact that we beat a fucking like PED German army, bro. Like unstoppable meth zombies. That's what they did.
Wait, what do you mean all the numbers are flawed?
I'm just saying that, like, if you aren't going to give the home run record to Mark McGwire, or you're going to make him put an asterisk, then you got to put an asterisk on your numbers.
Oh, so you're telling me that people to this day still who love Nazis aren't really perceiving their successes properly?
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Look, I understand if you want to root for whatever side. There are people that still support the Confederacy.
No, I mean,
there's people that make their sides, but
No,
like, just
Pat,
no, they're not
Pat,
clean.
this is important. People have been behind the Nazis too much lately, and I really like that you're setting the record straight. That the Nazis weren't that great, Pat.
I'm just saying, you can wear the jersey. You can wear the jersey, but it's got to have an asterisk on it. You got to have an asterisk armband.
They got to take them out of the record books.
Just the asterisk. I just needed to be acknowledged that you were doing that because you were enhanced, and our guys were fucking clean. We're on coffee, bro. We did espresso.
Coffee.
The Americano
cigarettes.
was invented during World War II because Americans in Italy were like, "This coffee's too strong. Put some water in it." And then they go like, "Sure thing, boss." And then they did it, and they're like, "This is good. We're gonna call it an Americano now."
I love when people say they invent stuff like that. I go, "Hey, what? Coffee, stronger coffee,
stronger coffee." No, they got the espresso, and they're like this, and they're like put it in coffee or put it in water.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is good now. This is like humans.
You're like, we invented diluting stuff. All right, good for you guys.
But how pure is that though? The American soldiers are like, we invented Americanos, and then fucking in Germany they're like, they're just like a bunch of little Michael Jacksons. They were just
that is funny. Americans are drinking Americanos, and
of course they were losing.
The Nazis were just doing fucking. Dude, you know what's funny? I was actually thinking about.
They had a collection of shoes and copper wire from all over Europe.
It's funny you brought up and set the record straight on Nazis. Not great.
No,
set the record straight on that. And no, I would because enhanced. They did it with they did war on PEDs.
They juiced their numbers, bro. I just want to say that's not pure, bro.
That's so funny.
They are literally are not pure. It's not they could not do it on their own. They needed drugs. they are not the superior race. They doped themselves into losing a war. Like they literally are the wrong side, guys.
I actually wanted to I was thinking about this because I wanted to learn more about World War II because I was watching.
No, they weren't. He's lying in the chat. Sorry.
What?
No, there was coffee. They had coffee, idiot.
Oh, the comment that completely ruins your point.
No. Fucking liar.
To that I say, nuh-uh.
Respectfully, sir.
No.
La 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 la. Hold on. La la. Oh, damn it.
Sorry. But oh my God, sorry. I just thought of the funniest thing I should have said about this just randomly popped into my head about the conversation we had earlier. Because remember when I told you to change, like if you could change it so it was for the East Coast time, and I go, technically it starts at 11.
This is how our brains work, guys. This is why we got the chemistry.
Well, no, my brain a joke popped into my head where I go, "Oh, I'm gonna end this stream with see you next week at 11 a.m." and just be like a little, because you know me, I'm always on Lil Rascal time.
Yeah,
that's like my main joke style is Lil Rascal, and but then that popped into my anyway. So Nazis,
sorry,
bad. Anyway,
not a fan.
Not a fan. No, I was thinking about. So I was watching when I first got here, and my Airbnb was a shithole, and Shane was very cool and let me crash at his place for like a month and a half. I was watching fucking what's the fucking war one? Something.
Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. Yeah, I was watching Band of Brothers on his big ass TV, and if you can I say this? In a lot of people, you go to people's houses where they got money. Something about having money, and I don't know if Shane made this decision. I think he just kind of got his house the way he got it. But I've noticed this in people with money. something about having money. You put the TV up high. I don't like looking up at the TV. I like looking forward at it.
Yeah. Isn't that comfortable for everybody?
Yeah, but I've seen it in other people's houses where they got a whole bunch of money. There's something about like where it's like, well, we're rich. The TV should be up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's a really good point. That is a weird thing that like I feel like not only that, but also like I think there's a thing about rich people. The more rich you are, the more expensive things you have that do nothing in your house. Like you have like big display like chandeliers and like big like a vase thing where you're just like, well, what is it? Is it like did you make that or do you have it? No. Is that like a famous piece? No, not necessarily.
I gotta be honest too.
Brings the room together. Like you're literally filling space,
bro. I gotta be honest too. The whole thing about like I've also seen it in rich people's houses. There's something they're obsessed with incredibly high ceilings.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, overrated. High ceilings.
It's for their make room for their TV.
Yeah. Oh, why are the ceilings so high? Look up. Oh, TV on the ceiling.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, ceiling TV.
Is that the one we're gonna be watching on? And you're like, yes. And you're like, cool. This must be how they do it.
Also, I noticed this doing Instacart in the if you go up farther up north, it's like it'd be like an hour for you. It's like a half hour for me. But you go to Georgetown, gigantic houses, and for some reason, the bigger the house out here in Texas, the more windows you have to see into the front of their fucking house.
Like one of them, they look like fucking like greenhouses sometimes, where you're just like, why do you like it hails here? Not every day, but like people were warning me about the hail. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if that's a place.
There's also something about like if I had a shit ton of money, I'd be like I wouldn't be jazzed up about the fact that people could see in to half of my house from the street.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
I don't need like a compound, but I also like, I mean, sunlight. There's a.
Oh, no. I'm talking about, dude. Put all the windows in the back of the house. It's the fact that like the front of these houses have a shit ton of windows.
You ever heard of a fucking skylight, dipshit? Yeah. Get your head out of your fucking ass. Those are the windows for the sunlight. If you got these windows, those are for fucking pervs. Trust me.
Trust me.
Close your fucking blinds.
You're like, trust me. I've made curtain salesmen very rich men in this state.
Hold on, let me go to my rear window cam.
Dude, the quickness. Quickness of how it shifts is unreal.
Cat check in, no cat there. Hold on, let me check in again. There's no cat there. Let's check here. Oh, wait a minute now. We got a fishy here. Uh-oh.
Dude, the quickness of the camera makes it feel like a fucking like Beastie Boys video.
What you want?
Just like how the Beastie Boys would just be like, what if we just did this and see what happens?
Yeah, I tried to get a shot of each cat, but I don't think I might have to. I'll have more. There's more production going on.
So back to what I was getting at is I was at Shane's and I was watching
Band of Brothers.
And I got a couple episodes into the season. The dude from Friends is very good in it. And they're showing they're showing how they would like all jump from the planes to get across enemy lines, but it would like they would just know that they're coming. So basically, like half the dudes from every plane would immediately get blown up. And you're like, then also too, you think about how they like storm the beaches in Normandy.
I was gonna say, and the door opens and they're just and they're just like, okay, there's 2 rows of dudes just gone.
Like there's like the you see the beaches in Normandy, and you're like, your strategy is just like, well, okay, like we have to just have the first 2 rows get killed.
They're like, hold, die. They're reloading. Go.
And like, I'm no war expert, but I just go like, hey man, if at the very beginning of your plan, like 20% die, I just go like, that just feels like a bad plan to me.
What was wasn't it in South Park? They had the joke about like the first.
Oh, the movie Get Behind the Darkies.
Yeah, Operation Get Behind the Darkies, where you're like, what? Like I wonder if they like, because that's the thing is that's speaking of the meth and soldiers and everything like that, the meth gave them confidence. It took away their fear of killing and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. And it's like and it also like gave them energy. So it was they were like, oh shit, oh damn, we just invented super soldiers. We're so fucking smart. And they're like, it's working. And then they just doubled down and just kept going. And then they're like, well, these guys at the camps, they're a little crazy. So what should we do with them? They're like, well, after their meth, make sure they, even out with some alcohol all day. And then a good steady amount of alcohol. And then at the end of the night, so they get some rest, give them morphine. Because of all the horrific things they've done and seen that
I was
day.
gonna say
It's
the
like,
alcohol
what
and
the fuck, dude.
well, the alcohol and morphine makes sense because it's like even the worst Nazi soldier, he's probably not. He's gonna be like, I gotta be honest, that's a lot of Jews you're asking me to gas. Like I could,
Yeah.
I was. I gotta be. I'll tell you, dude. I was excited. I was excited
Like-
to gas them, but then I didn't think the quota was going to be that high. And I'm really reaching my point of like how many Jews I want to gas today.
Like they're after like the
And then they're like,
fourth
drink
day,
up.
yeah, for the fourth day in a row of being awake, and they're like, the pile of shoes is so big. That's like a lot of people, dude. Like, I mean, are you sure this is the right thing? And they're like, "Kick."
Do you think it gets to the point where the pile of shoes like goes above their eye line, and then the one Nazi's like, "Hey, are we the bad guy?"
they're like, people need shoes. Yeah, like they just have like one of those stoner moments. Like,
They're just standing there like, "That's a lot of shoes." They're just drunk on vodka. They're like, "That's a lot of shoes."
so many shoes, man.
Oh, they're the sizes are so small.
Why do we have so many small shoes?
Oh.
There's not that many midget Jews here.
Oh, I hope they're all midgets.
And they're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Give him another one. And they poop him morphine, and he goes,
yeah.
and then he wakes up the next day and he's like, oh man. He's like, what am I doing? And they're like, get to work. Bam. Take your
They're
pill.
like, get to work.
But yeah, it's
but the other thing I was gonna say too about watching Band of Brothers, because like I want to learn more about war, because like every time I've read it, every time I've like or watched videos where it's like here's the quick version of what happened here, there's so many times where it'll be like, so then this side ran out of money and we realized maybe we should go to the negotiating table. And you're like, I feel like in a lot of these, you could have done that so much earlier.
there was a thing I was watching about how the Japanese assumed Pearl Harbor was going to work. And they were saying like, they go like, oh yeah, we're going to fly these planes. Like literally what they did was classic. This is one of my favorites as a kid. Classic Time Out, Time In. They had the fucking shit all drawn up, and they were like, we're going to declare war like a half an hour before we plan on bombing them. And they're like, we're going to get all our shit in position so that as soon as we declare war, we can just like give them the shit. But what happened was they ended up not getting the message properly transcribed and sent until like I think like an hour into the Pearl Harbor attacks.
They're just spazzing. They're like, these are just letters. We need
like-
a fuck ton of symbols.
They're like, what is this? What does this mean? Peace?
What are these letters? I need symbols.
These are squiggles. And they but either way, even the way they had planned on doing it is really kind of like this one of those things where they're just like, time out, bam, 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 bam. You know what I mean? Like, and they go, time in, so it or reverse that. And it just kind of seems extra sneaky. But it's also like one of those. I also didn't realize that they didn't kamikaze in Pearl Harbor. They didn't kamikaze until closer to 1944, which again, where you're like, we're running low on resources, we're out of bombs, you're the bomb. So like they just go like it seems like with Nazis the problem was not necessarily running out of resources, it was the fact that they had too much meth, and that really seems to be, that is crazy that that's their downfall. But it was also like, if anybody figured out, by the way, I'm going to mail this episode to myself so nobody can use this, but this war tactic, does that work with war tactic for copyrights?
Yeah.
Give them just enough meth control, but then ease back on the meth a little bit, and then start giving them LSD or something. That's what our government did.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
then
mean?
that's how you turn them into Manchurian candidates. So they can just be on reserve.
Yeah, and then you just have that. It's better to have it, not need it, than need not have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
You're just hanging out and you're like, I think we need to kill the president.
this
Hypothetically,
is
jokes.
You didn't say that.
Comedy
That
podcast.
the character said that. Andy didn't say that.
Nothing we say is
The
real.
character and the act out we were just doing for educational purposes.
Wait, why am I doing actual guns?
Yeah, what are you doing? I'm actively de-escalating as you're escalating.
No. I want them on their toes. No, that. Anyway, sorry, I just saw one battle after another. I want to be an eco-terrorist.
It's crazy. It's crazy that
I actually didn't see that movie. I'm just kidding. Don't spoil it.
Hey, speaking of not seeing movies, by the way, I need to have a little discussion with Nate about Nate Hollywood Marshall. Because,
Hollywood Nate.
brother, that Disclosure movie, or what was it called? Age of Disclosure?
The Alien documentary.
It's $20 to watch.
Psychotic.
That.
Yeah.
It's psychotic.
Yeah.
And also, and I'm like, do they? And I hate to use this Neil deGrasse Tyson quote, but like, are they dragging an alien into the center square? Do you know what I mean? Am I seeing literally?
What was it called? Age of Disclosure?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime, I think. Is at least when I looked it up, it could have been. Maybe it's on Pluto, and they keep all the hard R's in it, and they just add a bunch of hard R's into the captioning, like they do on Pluto TV.
Yeah, watch Pluto if you want the subtitles to just be hard R's the whole time.
Watch a Quentin Tarrant. Watch Jackie Brown on Pluto TV, and the fucking captions. Slav would love them.
Oh yeah, it's still on $20 rental.
It's crazy. $20. That's what I wanted to say. $20 rental. I apologize.
Psychotic.
I hate to imply that it was $20 to own it. That would be nuts. It's only $20 to watch it for, I think, up to 24 hours or however many days they give you.
They usually give you like 48, I think. No, that shit. I just, you know what my thing is. And have I ever told you about my thing? They were making fun of me. They were making fun of me for that yesterday. They're like,
penis?
Andy loves telling us about his thing, because I say that all the time. I was like, here's my thing.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things.
He goes full Columbo. One more thing.
No, there's something about like I use my experience of being a conspiracy guy, and you'll just have things that like, okay, like perfect example. I just got this one book I wanted to get about the Oklahoma City bombing. It was actually like $2 on Audible last night. So I was like, hell yeah. And I ended up ripping like 4 hours of that book.
Nice.
And there was one part of it where, so like in the Oklahoma City bombing narrative, conspiracy people always bring up that there was like a John Doe #2, that there was like a guy helping McVeigh. And like, if you go back to the original like news reports, they were talking about it, and then after like a month they just kind of dropped it. Like there was almost like a shut the fuck up about there being another guy. They just kind of dropped it.
They really Epstein filed it.
Yeah, and then if you talk about it, people will be like official people will be like, you're a fucking idiot. What are you talking about? And then I'm like, listen to this
we
audio.
got him. He's dead. It's done. We solved it. What are you talking about?
And then I'm listening to this audiobook, and there was apparently like, and I know people kind of like poo-poo eyewitness accounts, but if it gets to the point where almost 30 people say they saw someone else with Timothy McVeigh, and then you also hear a shit ton of people were like, there was actually 2 explosions. You're like, oh, that's actually not as fucking crazy. But then they're like, it's one of those things where it's like the most fair point people can make, and then like the mainstream opinion is like, you're actually the stupidest person. You're a conspiracy theorist. You're just doing this because you're like insecure about something. But then when I see the alien shit, and like Nate's describing it where it's like, oh, there's a bunch of government people behind this, I go, that's got to be a distraction. Like, that's my only thing. Like, it's like, I'm not so pompous I'm not saying there's no aliens. I think that's an incredibly pompous opinion to have. I'm just saying, I go, so much of this alien shit feels like a distraction, because I just go like, the government's weirdly behind it.
Yeah. It's not even just it's every time they go, like I think you guys talked about it on Panties, where it was like this thing where like, you're on here. You're not blowing the whistle, bro. Like you're saying you're a whistleblower, but you're just coming on here just going like, these are the things I'm allowed to say, like by the government. Like, so this is still fully, in my opinion, still completely declassified. Like,
Like, it
I don't
just
think there would be
goes.
an authorized documentary for rent on Amazon if it was any of it was like leaks
Well,
or
and that's
new
also
stuff.
well, that's also the other thing too. Whenever people are like, "I got this crazy expose," it's like I see it in the conspiracy space. They're like begging people to watch it. Now you're telling me this guy's like, "Oh, it's also $20 to rent." You're like, "Why is it not free on YouTube? If it's so
Right.
fucking important, why is it not free on YouTube?"
Right. Yeah, that was my thing that I realized after a while of like, oh shit. Like so you know me, this is a bit of a pivot from, well, not really, from aliens to ghosts. I like ghost shit,
Bit
right?
of a pavot,
You, a pat fit, a pit
pat
fat,
fit, fit fit, pat fit.
pat vit.
Dude, I'm
No,
so sorry. I am like the least piss champ out of anyone there ever was.
okay, that's no problem.
I'll be back in 2 seconds.
I'm about to talk about paranormal stuff, so it's
Well, no, that's the thing. You were about to hit a new thing, and I want to hear this because I was actually thinking about you the other day, in between breaks of hating you and never ever actually wanting to be your friend ever.
disowning you.
I was like, why does Pat why does Pat like paranormal shit? Doesn't he know that's very spooky and scary? I was like, does he not know it's spooky?
I'm kind of a maverick.
Be right back.
I'm one of a kind, guys. That's who I am. I'm a cowboy, baby. No, I've always been a fan of like, or at least interested in like paranormal stuff, afterlife stuff, ghosts, things like that, personal experiences. Very, very interested in all of that stuff. But it's kind of become like an industry on YouTube, on Reel, like anywhere. Like it's a whole thing that like I am somebody who consumes those shows, but I'm also somebody who realizes like most of the time I can watch something, I'll watch it. I don't even know how to like classify myself. I am a person who believes, but I'm heavily speculative of a lot of the shit that I see. A lot of the evidence put up on YouTube or anything like that, I'm always pretty suspicious of because of the fact that like you're monetizing or you're trying to sell something else or you have a Patreon, or which again, I like that content. I am a fan of those things. I'm not even mocking somebody for making paranormal themed content or anything like that. It's just the fact that like it's a lot of paranormal countdown evidence shows. Quick shout out to of my favorites, Slapped Ham. I like Slapped Ham a lot. Is a really a fun channel. And
You were slapping your ham? You can't do that on YouTube.
And Nuke's Top 5.
You love a list. That's what I learned about living with you. You love a list.
Love lists. So
dude, I do too, dude. I do too. That's how I got into. I went on these tears of just like top 5 video games to fucking jack your shit to. I'm gonna watch it. But anyway, where were we at? Paranormal.
So yeah, so I'm watching, but I'm saying basically I don't know how to classify myself. I am a person who believes in the paranormal, whatever, all that stuff. But I'm also super duper speculative, especially of those listings. I watch them a lot of times and go, oh, that's how that would be faked. That's how this is not real. And also a lot of times, like, the incentive for the channel is to have compelling shit, get views, monetize, all that other stuff. And I go, man, that's crazy. So I got down this rabbit hole recently of going like, oh, you know what? Because I saw this crazy clip of and I do believe this, by the way. I do believe that it is a genuine thing. I think I might actually still have it, the bookmark. But it's a cop. It's a cop's body cam footage. So like what I was noticing was a couple times on these lists, the most compelling clips that I was coming across was police body cam. Oh shit, hold on. I'll send this to you on Instagram.
Yeah, wherever.
Okay. but it's a police body cam, and because I noticed this, that a lot of cops are using their body cam footage to like post on YouTube. So like we were joking about that, how your wife and I share that interest on YouTube or online of like being people who like to watch like body cam footage of like them entering like a serial killer's house, or like weird morbid
Yeah.
shit, or shit like where you're like, they how did they survive, blah blah blah. I was noticing, so like there was a dad, I think there was a dad that ended up killing his wife and daughters or something like that, right? I can't remember what it was, but it was there was like a Netflix documentary about it. Like he stashed the bodies in this weird like silo thing. It was a really sad, crazy story. But there's multiple times that the cops come in to like investigate the house during searching for the family, and in the body cam you can.
I was gonna say, do you hear the woman screaming or?
That's the craziest part, brother. This is very
Okay.
compelling footage, in my opinion.
Wait, can you? Okay, I
can
didn't
hear it,
know. No. Sometimes when I pull these up at the wrong point, they don't. The audio
up.
doesn't come.
But
Well,
yeah,
goddamn, that's gotta
So-
be one of the most fucking exhilarating things in the fucking world.
and it's crazy because like I said, the cops were responding. The accident had happened. Like it wasn't like they weren't like they didn't witness the accident happen. They heard a woman screaming down in the car and went down there. And then when they're like, the guy, you can hear the guy even saying, he's like, there's no movement. And he's just like, kind of like there's like it's a confusing thing where they were responding to the voice kind of thing. It's crazy. But then I go like, this is nuts footage. I still believe in a lot of the footage captured until I figured out that a lot of cops were using their body cam footage to monetize YouTube channels. And then they go, they're just like all those other channels. They just appear to be more compelling. It's like the found footage of faked like paranormal evidence like version just dropped, essentially, with like police body cam footage where it's crazy shit of like I've seen a first responder like that was going back to their truck in this crazy creepy neighborhood, and he's like the lights just kept turning on and off, and he's like, and there was no, but like he could see somebody like running back and forth in the back of his truck, but it wasn't like you open the doors, there's nobody in there, there's nobody in the driver's seat. It's just like, yeah, that's crazy if it's real. Like it's now it's on the same level as the rest of the evidence I've ever.
Well, that's the problem is it's like it's so easy to fake that stuff. Wait, real quick, I guess my only thing with this video is like, could the lady have been screaming? Because it's like it looks like I'm assuming the car just freshly crashed. Like, could she have been screaming and then died, like in the process of them trying to get her?
It's a possibility, but like they were saying as they were doing this, I've seen a couple different reports of them responding to it. When they were doing this, they were hearing her screaming, my baby, my baby. Like,
oh, so like up on the car.
They heard it personally, but it wasn't captured. So like I feel like that's more compelling of like them going like, oh, we've got to save these two.
So there's like
wait a minute, there's no movement with her, but like, oh shit, there's a toddler.
And that's so you're because the video, okay, that makes sense because the video didn't capture it.
Yeah.
Because maybe it was like a spiritual telepathic thing.
But it's also then it comes down to like then the news story happens and the video goes viral and it's like once the thing, it feels like it's gonna be so hard for me. That's why I really like and I'm thinking about, I don't know if it's gonna be on Colton on his channel or just in general, but a personal experiences podcast is something where I'm just like, because I feel like that's the last bit of fucking evidence of like going over people's personal paranormal experiences. And
well, that to me, as a guy who's not in, because I joke because it legitimately like a lot of that stuff creeps me out, and I'm so susceptible to anything in like a horror movie environment. Like in my neighborhood, we have like a couple streetlights, but the way that the streetlight hits outside of my house feels very poltergeisty. And I go,
You live in that movie. What was it?
yeah,
Vivarium?
yeah, Vibranium, whatever the fuck it was called.
Yeah.
No, but like, yeah, dude, like I look out like when I'm double checking my doors at night that they're locked, I look out and I go, oh, I hate that one street light. Cause it's just, I'm very susceptible. So it's like, I don't go out of my way to like,
Brother, I'm so
couldn't,
sorry. So you just reminded me. No, I'm sorry. You just reminded me of a time where I was convinced I was in a horror movie. I was in, I believe it was Virginia or South Carolina, somewhere in the weird South, like rural South, rural South with Zach Hammond, a comedian friend of mine, and also another friend. I can't remember his fucking name right now. But either way, there's three of us that were sharing a two-bed room, which is crazy. So, but the hotel was nuts. There were signs all over that said, "We are not responsible for anything of any personal effects." Like they were everywhere. All this other shit, creepy as fuck. The room was scary and gross and all this other shit. But I was just like, "That's weird," and I was just like, "This place freaks me out." And I opened the blinds. Or I opened the curtains to the window that faced the walkway out front, and there was a red balloon. I shit you not, a red balloon floating right in front of the window, and I went, I closed the window.
I would have just driven home.
I was like, brother, I was like, we're getting to stereotype level of scared now. Like
that's like
there's warning signs here.
That's comically fucking ridiculous.
And I said, you gotta check this out. There's a balloon out here. And I opened the fucking blinds back up, and there was a bunch of fucking balloons. Wait, like just hovering outside of our window. And I go, it turns out there was just a party happening on that floor.
Yeah,
Those were half full helium balloons. But it was still one of those things of like, when you see literally a trope from a fucking horror movie, like again, if there was a red balloon just floating underneath that streetlight one night, you would be in your right as an American man to piss yourself and or shit all over yourself because that is terrifying. You're in the upside down.
Yeah, if I can you just, by the way, this is a kind of a right turn, but it's on the topic of balloons. To just balance out, I have one of the best balloon stories, or at least it was one of the happiest, because like I told you before, I'm a bit of a little rascal, and I love, like, I don't know why, it's probably why I'm like a shitty person at my core. I just like watching bad things happen to people. Like I don't like watching their lives get ruined. But like if you walked over and like if you and me were like say we're at the mall and we're getting food and we're at the food court, I got mine, and then you sat down and then you put your drink down and it tipped over and spilled all over your pants. It's the happiest I'd feel that year.
Yeah.
Dude, so I'm driving by the Whitehall Mall in PA. I don't know if you've ever been over there, but it would be on the way to go into like the Brew Works.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving down that like main road that the mall and a whole bunch of other shit is on. And there's a place where it's like a party type store. And this couple, and you can tell they got the nice balloons. They're like, and there's like 10 to 20 of them, but they don't have a car big enough to put all the balloons inside. So their idea is they're like going to feed the line into the car and just hold on to it and start driving. Brother, they didn't make it a car's length out of the parking lot before all of the balloons immediately flew away. So just knowing, just like, and I got to watch it. I got to watch, like, I saw the balloons and I go, that's not going to go well. They pull out onto the main road, start driving, and in a matter of like 5 seconds, every single balloon flies away.
I love that too with a couch or a mattress. The same idea of we're like, okay, we got it all strapped down. Like it's the preparation because you got to witness the planning. Because if it's one thing if like they were running from the cops and they had to escape and they jumped into this car hastily and the balloons didn't all make it inside and they flew away. That's not funny. That's not no.
No.
They wanted these balloons. The whole reason for the trip to the mall was for the balloons. And then they were going to take the balloons to the next place, and they're like, "Uh-oh, we didn't think this through. It should be fine." It's the same thing with a couch that's on top of a hatchback, or it's another thing where they're like, and they're doing this part where they just hold it down like this. Anytime it's like that, I'm like, I'm gonna get out from behind it, but I'm gonna stay nearby because I want to see where this goes.
I'm gonna be in the back to the. Bro, I got to see every. Bro, I got to see every bit of it. It was so because you know what it is. There's like two things outside of just like a comedy, like a TV show or stand-up comedy or a podcast or whatever. Just in real life, the two things to me that are the funniest, well, maybe three, because I gotta throw farts in there. Farts at the right time, are pretty funny. And then just getting hurt in like a silly cartoon way, that's very funny. And then it's like. Basically, it's the opposite of the A-team. You know when they say, I love when a plan comes together?
Yeah.
I love when a plan goes the exact opposite way it was supposed to. It's so funny to me.
I'm going to go piss real quick. I'll be right back.
Word. Yeah, no, that kind of stuff makes me immensely happy. I love it so much. Yeah, I'm trying to think. God, I was like thinking about, I want to go back home just to go back home. I don't know if I even necessarily like miss back home. You know, I miss my family and shit, but I can like call them and stuff. I want to just, you know what it is too? It's like, I don't feel like I'm used to all the areas here in Austin. But you know what one of the things that is a bummer, because I know my wife she really likes Austin, and she was like joking. She was like, whatever happens next, we're staying here. I don't want to move again. And I go, that's completely fair. But also too, because she's joined a gym, she's put a little bit of roots here. She kind of like fucks with it way more than she did with Pennsylvania. But there is. Like, I would love to stay. I do want to stay in Austin, but I would love to, when finances permit, I think it'd be sick to move to an area that feels older. You know, like I like where I live, but every like building and apartment and house everywhere I live feels like it got built within the last 5 years. And that is such a like stale, boring vibe to me. It is nice though if you go a little bit in one direction in like the area, because I live in like the more suburban houses and shit like that. But if you go one direction to like where I live, you get a lot of stuff that you can tell has been there for a while, because that's like definitely much more the vibe. It's definitely much more the vibe that I like link up with on stuff. It is. Yo, let me turn this light on real quick. Hey, yo. Bro, come on,
why'd
man.
you do all those farts when I was just about to come back on?
I mean, I was farting, but my mic was muted, so
those
weren't my fart.
My mic was muted.
No, I was telling them. I know you're not a big fan of Texas, and I know your future here is not certain. But I like being in Texas. But I was telling them, I was like, where I live now, and it's half the reason why my neighborhood feels like purgatory. Where I live now, I was like, it feels like the whole area got made in the last 5 years. And there's zero character to an area like that. Cause that's how a lot of these like areas get built up. They all just get made. My turn to adjust myself. They all just get made in like a really short pocket of time. I was telling Steph, we were when her sister was in town, we were hanging out in Round Rock. And it's like a little farther from the city, but if I'm fucking chilling and I got the money, I don't care if I'm a little bit farther. And it's just Round Rock felt like it'd been there for a minute. You know what I mean? And I like that. I like that vibe way more. Like, I'm happy where I live, but I would like a little bit of an upgrade in the next couple of years.
I just an update for everybody that was wondering. I think, fix my cat cam.
Let's see it.
Nope.
Nope. No, you didn't.
Or
Okay,
did
there we
I?
go.
Did I? Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Do we have another cat?
No, that's the only one right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all the other ones are dead.
Don't say
What?
Don't say that.
Don't say that. You know.
Oh, I was gonna say one more thing. We got a little sidetrack on the balloon thing, but I was gonna say one more thing about the paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Where no, because I think you're onto something. Because like it's with having like the first-hand experiences, and sort of going through those in a way where you go like, all right, let's figure out how we can cut out all the bullshit and just tell me what actually you felt happened and shit like that.
Yeah,
because we're getting to a point like you saw like what was the one thing where the dude was making all those videos where he was like saying there was like he was trying to act like there was like a symbiote or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of us were, I was the most skeptical of it, but I was even using the process of elimination where I was like, it looks real as shit. But I was like, there's no way the news wouldn't be talking about it.
Right. Yeah.
And so there's still even that. And I think that's the big thing with a lot of the paranormal shit where it's just like, it's too easy to fake now. It's just tough seeing the video. And then half the time the videos, it's the same thing with the UFO stuff. Half the time the video is always grainy. And it's like, it's so easy to, and then mix that in. Oh, that's the other part with the UFO stuff. I go, what am I looking at?
Yeah, when they go like, no, but the pilots are really shocked by it. Isn't that crazy? And you're like, okay. But like, I thought you were going to show me evidence. I thought you were showing me what this was. So I get it. I get that, it's the context of it. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But can you just like, I don't know, like make it cooler? Again, if they blue beam in us, then like they ain't trying hard. But
no, that's it. But all this stuff is why I honestly like the only time I start humoring paranormal shit is on firsthand account.
Yeah,
because I remember doing Shannon with Gas Digital. The thing is, I was doing her podcast, and her whole thing is like fight stories, drinking stories, I think, and then paranormal stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm scared of that. So I ignore it at all turns. So I don't have, but no, she even said, she was like, she's like, I think that's a thing though, where like there is a degree of you allowing it into your life where if you don't humor it, they kind of like leave you alone. And I go, that would be perfect for me because I will respect their space and I would love it if they respected mine. I don't want, but no, and then I forget the comic's name. He's a very funny dude. I feel bad, but he was telling some story, and the whole time I'm like, not that I'm like actively trying to disprove every story I hear, because I also think, as a guy into conspiracies, I can't, there's no more annoying person than the person who every 5 words is like disproving what you're saying.
Yeah.
They're just hitting you with like, where'd you read that? Where'd you read that? You're like, just let's slow down and we'll get there.
Yeah.
But like you hear the story and by the end of it, you're like, well, I don't know how that's the wind or something.
Yeah.
Like
and that's what
he's
I'm saying.
telling
Like, it's unexplainable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I didn't have the hindsight, because that's what I'm saying is I think if you're truly experiencing something, you don't necessarily have the hindsight to take your phone out and start recording. Maybe nowadays people have that more, but I think I'm more concerned about getting the fuck. I mean, legitimately Scooby-Dooing it and just going, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like just zoinksing it. Like I don't see me going like, but if it's in my house, I've seen plenty of videos where people look frozen in terror. And I'm like, well, why would they fake this? And I go, because it gets views. And when it gets views, they can monetize and they can make money. And I'm like, but it's a really good fake. And I don't know anymore what is real or not unless I can talk to somebody who is not actively trying to make money off of that experience. And I you know what I mean?
Well, it's yeah, and it kind of goes into part with a lot of some of the political stuff I talk about, because it's like I understand the huge benefits of capitalism, but it's like you know, it is the at the same time though, the money is a huge indicator of like why are you doing this?
There's
Like
you can immediately find a motivation. You're like, money,
yeah. Yeah.
money.
It's like what like yeah, no, legitimately like it was kind of funny too cuz that same I think I said it earlier there was this like CIA whistleblower who was talking about like the war on terror and the oh, what's his name? John Kirikow, I think his name is. He's talking about the torture programs and stuff. He fuck, what I just got sidetracked. God fucking damn it. I just completely lost that burp. I burped out the thought.
You MIB'd yourself with a burp. You fucking
Yeah.
went blink and you went.
We were talking about money. I don't know. I lost. If I get the thought back, I'll say it.
Money being the motivator for faking all of the shit. That's the motivator.
Yeah, money being the motivator. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it back. Because he was asking, because I was listening to his interview, and the dude interviewing was being like, so with all these higher up people that like are doing bad stuff and allowing this bad stuff to happen, it's like how much of it is ideologically driven, how much of it is blackmail driven, and how much of it is like money driven. And he's like, there's a few there's a few ideologues, and obviously there's people being blackmailed, but like it's so much just money. It's just people get paid and they'll go, I don't care. I won't ask questions. I'm going to do this thing. I think that's another thing is there's like a lot of like, it's why I when talking about people, I try not to hyperfixate on like good or bad because the gray area in that is like crazy. But I think there's way more like soulless people in this fucking world than we want to accept.
Yeah, people that are willing to exploit your beliefs, fears, your what inadequacies, you know what I mean? Like any of those things. Like people are weaponizing feelings, dude. Like it's legitimately it's where those things where like you can't even confidently.
You're saying like, people are weaponizing feelings? You would say that.
Oh yeah, that's classic Pat.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard stuff from people like you.
Yeah,
heard stuff like that from.
Oh yeah, I've heard some kids say that.
Yeah, that makes sense for you.
Yeah, I mean, I love that for you, but like, not all of us can have that thought. But yeah. I still think that it's a
whatever lets you sleep at night.
I think it's a weird thing where they just go like, that's why I've quit feelings. That's pretty funny. I still think that's like a weird thing of like having the I just feel like taking someone's beliefs and like politicizing. I mean, I know that religion has been politicized before, but like it's just the fact that like people are so easily exploited by when you bring up like the troops, Jesus, these people are anti the thing you base your life around, and it's like a thing of it's so
because no one wants to
crazy
think, man.
That, like nobody can just coexist. I know this sounds fucking like bumper sticker shit, but legitimately coexisting with people and just being content with people not believing all of the same things about the afterlife that you do, or not believing the same team is the greatest team in the entire universe as you do, or whatever or the size of the universe, or the age of the universe, or whatever the fuck it is. The fact that you're like, you hate people because they think something different.
People don't like
the age of something, or it's crazy.
People don't like ambiguity and nuance. They want definitive answers. That's why, like, I think half the time the reason people get swept up into politics or they let religion turn them into crazy people is like because they go, I would rather definitive answers than ambiguity. Yeah. I would rather, dude, honestly, it's why I was hearing they were talking about it. Someone was saying it about why a lot of the woke stuff got popular with like super autistic left-wing people, because they're like, because you would see a bunch of like it'd be the most noticeable with like white people who are like getting in on it, where it's like, you know, this like none of this aids you, none of this helps you, it's all like against you, But it's like, well, no, but I'm severely autistic, and this at least gives me a strict framework of how the world is.
Yeah.
And it's like people are just looking for a specific framework. That's what I noticed. It's like the more popular people are like, I'm gonna give you this framework on life. It's not the people being like, yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's like that's why if you're a type of person that is just going to be humble and go like, yeah, I don't know enough to answer that question, a lot of people are going to look at you as like you're a fucking pussy, and you're like, no, I'm actually being the responsible one in the room.
Right. And yeah, and I think there's in the chat as well, like to say like things, people get tied to shit that they make their identity. Like they make the Cowboys.
Sorry, this comment's making me bricked up. To be your favorite large man cast is an absolute honor.
A lot of large men out there casting.
Yeah.
And I am happy that we are your choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happy that we've got the LBs to basically be a 3-man pod all on our own.
We got the weight, but we got the talent of 10 men.
Yes.
Okay. So I still feel like there's a level of people tying their elite. I mean, again, people are emotional, but I know that it's never just that. It's the fact that they make them, they completely, in the same way that people do with politics, with a sport. They go like, you like the fucking San Francisco Giants? You piece of fucking human trash. I live 2 hours away from you, and that's the correct team you should be rooting for. So if you don't get the fuck out of my face, it's not that literally, but it's the fact that the person that loves the fucking Dodgers is a fucking piece of shit, and they do this, and they drink this type of thing, and they go to this place, and this is the car they drive. And it's like people do that with the stereotypical Trump voter or the stereotypical Biden voter or any of those things where they go, this is what you are. But in the same, and it's crazy that every fucking person is in this situation because every person that does that wants to be recognized as a special, different, unique person.
Yeah, you want to get that special little guy.
Happens to believe the same thing as those other people.
You want to get that special little guy nod. You know what I think it is? You know what I think it? I mean, it feels good. It feels good when you hit. It's
unrealistic to ever have that expectation to think you're special because of anything you think or feel. It's crazy. You are special, but also in the same exact breath, you are fucking nothing. Just imagine in the span of the whole world, you can be unique or special or whatever, but like don't expect a fucking parade for it.
But
Don't
that is
expect recognition.
Well, that kind of goes into what I was also thinking about, where a lot of people, I think a big part of it too, is a lot of people aren't comfortable with the concept of death and their own mortality and stuff like that, and it's why, they're not comfortable with that, so they lock in. Because like I was saying before, the thing I like about religion is I have realized I think it's like just basically ancient self-help and ancient framework. Like if you think about when those books got created, it's like no one's reading. We got to and these people are just not figuring it out. So we got to tell them these tales so they fucking stay locked in. But then when you kind of go, like I always say before, when you go full retard on it, but I think that's when you're going to have a bad time. But I think people go full retard because they don't want to have these hard conversations with themselves about death and accept these things about death and accept it's going to come to an end. And, and they go, because I think they're like, no, I really need this one to be 100% right. And, so it's why they get locked in on that. And then the other reason why people get, another thing we've talked about a bunch of times before, is people get super obsessed with legacy and stuff like that, because they look at their life as they look at their life as this overall big story that has to be completed. And I say this from personal experience, where I felt that, I remember feeling that before, and it was really I was it was really causing me a lot of like stress and anguish and all these like terrible feelings and stuff like that. Now, to be fair, I have just shifted into new terrible feelings. I think it's like my base level, but
Yeah, I never. The tightness in the chest never really goes away. Even if I was eating better, it'd still be there.
but it's so funny. But yeah, no, I think yeah, people are married to this whole like, a lot of people call it like main character syndrome. They're married to like, I have to have this epic. I don't know how to express it exact. I don't know what I'm trying to how to express it properly, but they're like married to, and it goes back to again earlier where it's like, if you're an announcer in fucking hockey and you're like, that was always my childhood goal and I have to live up to that, so I can't just point out obvious corruption here and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's like, I don't know, man. I think getting married to that kind of shit can become a way of like subtly controlling people, because it's like if something gets in the way of, and also it is, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I'm having a lot of thoughts for the first time. So bear with me.
Welcome.
No, I've thought about, actually, I've had these thoughts before, but I've never like expressed them out loud. But there is a thing too where it's like I made a promise to myself as a kid, which I do think there is something important to like hold on to that, because it is important to hold on to that like childlike whimsy, because I think that's what can help create beauty in the world. But then also at the same time, it's like, brother, I've met children. They're the dumbest people that don't know shit at times. Like they don't know fuck. They don't know shit about fuck. But it's like, you can also accept the realities of life and maybe adjust a version of it where it's just like, you could be a kid being like, I just want to eat 10 gallons of ice cream. And you go, hey, why don't we just go get a waffle cone? That's actually going to be way better.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it is a funny thing though. It's like to say like, I made a promise to myself as a kid or any of those things. Like every once in a while, like it's so funny because when I was in elementary school, I think like I was best friends. I had a lot of best friends that were single children when I was growing up. A lot of like brats, basically, like spoiled kids. And I remember always thinking like, damn, that's crazy how you talk to your mom like that. Like, I don't know, it beats the fuck out of me. But like also they're in general, like they were like, for some reason I think it was just the fact that like they weren't sharing a house with a bunch of other kids. So it was kind of fun to play with all their toys that they got spoiled with, right?
Yeah.
So I'm friends with this kid, and his name was Patrick as well, and it was also his mom, Tina Murphy, and his dad always fucking thought I was hilarious, and the whole family, and like they were like some of the first people that ever told me you should be a comedian when you grow up.
Wait, the mom and dad were retarded?
Yeah, dude. They fucking loved farts. Like that was like I used to go over to the house. They used to order every pay-per-view. That was, brother, get yourself a fucking spoiled friend when you were a kid. Pay-per-views.
UFCs or WWEs?
WWEs at the time.
That rips.
Oh, every one of them. He had all the belts too when they started coming out with the belts. I remember I beat him in a trampoline match and he cried because I wanted to take the Intercontinental belt home.
I remember going over to my rich friend's house and thinking about it now. I'm like, my dad must have been so fucking annoyed with me because I came back and I would not stop telling him how he had TVs in every room. I go, Dad, you can have TVs in every single room.
But there was also another only child that had his dad was a Vietnam vet or something. He was fucking crazy. And that was nuts. But also internet, and they had a printer. So guess who printed out Sunny nude? Guess who printed out Sable nude? Guess who? Lots of titty pictures.
Wait, dude, you printed out titties too? I had dude. I remember when I found out that if the safe search was off, you could look up titties on Google Images, and I had a bunch of pictures of Pamela Anderson.
Oh yeah, mine was at that time. It was again with wrestling and everything coinciding or whatever. But I digress. I apologize. Patrick Murphy and his mom and their family used to tell me that they're like, you should. And I was like, oh, that's, yeah, sure. Well, that's, yeah, you're nice. That's fine. But like, since I've started to pursue comedy, the entire time that I pursued it, every couple years or so, I'm like, I want to fucking like check in and just be like, hey guys, I'm really trying to do it. I really appreciate it. I think about you guys a lot of time. He's actually passed away, but I found her on Facebook and she won't add me. I don't think she knows who I am.
That's
And
so
like,
funny.
and like,
And it's like, well, she doesn't even comprehend like who she is to you.
yeah, not even that's what I'm saying is like, I guess that was the point. The really long point I was trying to make was like, I did try to have that whole experience of like, man, like I want to be like, hey, you guys are a huge part of like, I think why I do this. Like you guys kind of introduced me to the reality of a person from St. Petersburg. I always thought like you had to be in LA or New York or something like that.
Yeah.
The fact that like they were the first people that were like, hey, you should do, and like you actually hold a part in my brain. Like I always have that memory just every couple years, or when I think about how many years I've been trying and all this other shit, like it's like, and I try to like reach out and she's just like ignores me or doesn't, or maybe she's dead. I have no idea.
Yeah.
How
She's like, who the fuck are you?
just, or maybe
like,
they would hate me.
You're the kid who ate all of our snacks. We
You
said
came
you were
over-
funny to make you feel better.
You used to only come over every Sunday on every once a month for the pay-per-views. That's the only time you ever wanted to sleep over. That's really weird. On a school night.
She just sends you a message back like, oh, the pay-per-view mooch is back.
Ah, looky. Funny guy.
Funny guy. Want to watch another pay-per-view, you son of a bitch?
That's how I heard it. It was just like, wow, she really thinks I'm funny. Huh? She gets it. It's cool. Nice. About time I get some fucking respect around here.
She was just being sarcastic. They're like, oh, there's the funny guy. And you're there
Funny guy's
crying.
here.
You're there crying one tear. You're like, she thinks I'm funny.
I'm just like pushing people out of the way. I'm just like, Owen Hart die yet? Hold on.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. I think
wait.
that's a good place to wrap
No.
up.
Hold on. We do have an update.
Update. Did he fart?
No, she got up and moved.
Oh, okay.
I think she might be sleeping. Cat
Hell
cam.
yeah. Cat cam. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you back next week.
Maybe.
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Ooh, wait.
which is that's
12?
10 a.m. No, 10 a.m. Texas, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard.
Maybe. Did I just undo everything? I'm sorry.
What was this for?